I see.
Excuse me, don't say anything. I just clicked the live button. Let me see what will happen. Awesome. Good morning, people. I'm not sure if we are live. Every morning, this thing will start acting up. Sister Augusta, can you see if it's on?
Let me check real quick.
Yes, yes, it is.
Yes, yeah,
Yes.
it is.
All right. Oh, wow, devil is the liar. Thank you guys so much for joining us once again. We're trying to be here on time. We're trying to form this attitude of timeliness with this new nation that is about to be born. So, of course, my name is Mona Chimsag, and I'm here with my sisters who are going to introduce themselves. Sisters, please go ahead.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Augusta Nosike. I'm here in Richmond, Texas. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Ekwe Simon Okube. We're happy to have you here this morning. I'm in Lexington, Kentucky. You see, our struggle to redefine the borders of the geographical space of Nigeria has witnessed a divide between men and boys, women and girls, builders and destroyers, strategists and reckless miscreants, thoughtful and thoughtless, mindless nitwits. It was men like this who found the amber of ethnic and tribal wars that opened the door of Africa to wicked, greedy colonizers. Today, as mothers, we stand between light and darkness and beckon on thoughtful strategists to join the discussion in this platform as we midwife our new Africa. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sister AP, for that wonderful insight. All right, thank you again, our people, for joining us. Our topic today is as captives in our ancestral land, how can we regain our freedom? But before we get started, we would like to give a 1 minute time for our fallen youths that was massacred by the Nigerian army. So the minute starts now. All right. Thank you. Before we get started, I want to do something differently today. My spirit asked me to do so. I want to pray for the indigenous people trapped in that country called Nigeria. So, Heavenly Father, God of Africa, God of our ancestors, we, your children, have come before you this morning to ask you to hear our prayers, to hear our cries on behalf of the people trapped in that country called Nigeria. We will pray that you will give them freedom expressively and help them through these years that they have been in slavery. Father God, we thank you that you will especially grant our youth the bravery that they need to fight for their freedom and for their rights. That freedom will ring in every part of Africa. That freedom will ring in every part of Nigeria. That freedom will come for people who have been yearning for it for years. Let freedom ring in my homeland. Let freedom ring in Yoruba land. Let freedom ring in Middle Belt. And Father, let freedom ring all over Africa. All this we ask through Christ our Lord. Amen. So we'll start with our topic today. As we said, we are captives in our central home or land. How can we regain our freedom? How can we regain our freedom? A lot of people are asking how. Now they have woken up. You know, my sister will say they need a bazooka to wake them up. The bazooka happened recently. So what is the answer? What is the way forward now? So as long as we continue to accept Nigeria as it is right now, we have given up the right to live in a peaceful environment. We have given up our right to life. We have even given up our right to prosperity. The enemies of the people have constantly made it impossible for the people to enjoy peace in their God-given land. But today we have risen as people to take back what rightfully belongs to us. We are not only asking for for the country to end SARS, we are also asking them to end the daily massacres of Christians in the Middle Belt and Southern Kaduna. We are also asking them to end the arrogance of our political parties. We are asking them to end the wickedness. Look at the warehouses. People are dying of hunger. They have food packed in the warehouse. We're asking them to end impunities. We're asking them to end nonchalant attitude of the political class of Nigeria. We are saying that the lives of Nigerians, especially our youths, they matter. The life of Christians matter. We are not infidels. The right of every indigenous people trapped in that country matter. Those that are too scared to step into freedom, please begin to embrace and conquer your fear, because there is nothing else going to happen. This is Nigeria sitting in a gunpowder. It's going to explode. Unfortunately for you guys, the shareholders of the company called Nigeria are ready and willing to engage the process that will end their captivity and ensure our freedom. We are going to start by showing you guys the videos that have been lamenting about the foundational problems that we've been having in that country. That if that foundation is not fixed, my sister said it over and over again on this show, if that foundation is not fixed, no amount of patch will make it stand. Give me 1 minute. Let me pull up that video.
Directly above your head, Mr. President, is the credo of our republic. It says unity and faith.
We're at the movies and we need to silence our phone. Who knows where that button is?
Me.
I don't have silent.
Everyone does, right up here. It happens.
I guess they have to play this.
Peace and progress. The truth is, whatever a man sows, the same he will reap. And that goes for a family, that goes for a tribe, that goes for a nation, and that goes for a multinational republic such as Nigeria. When a nation or republic cannot keep faith with justice and with the truth, it will never achieve unity. It will never achieve peace. And it will never achieve progress. Mr. President, sir, one of us quoted from this constitution and went ahead to make prescription for how to move forward. I dare to tell this nation today that this is the problem. This constitution can never give us progress. This constitution can never give us peace. This constitution can never give us unity. And unfortunately, most of us in this National Assembly, we don't have the spine to face what we need to give this republic to have peace and progress. What do I mean? This constitution has 68 items. 68 on the exclusive list. This constitution has only 12 on the concurrent list. And those 12 are written so nebulously, so fraudulently, that you know that the intention is to even undermine those concurrent lists. That is why those who want unity and peace in Nigeria must first remember that the name of our republic is not just Nigeria. The formal name of this republic is Federal Republic of Nigeria.
All right. Thank you. We want to reiterate that. And on our next video, I am going to pull that up as well. The paper will never give us what we want. That constitution will never, ever, ever, ever give you what you want. It's just as simple as that.
Says that fuel sold for less in Nigeria than it's sold for in Saudi Arabia. I agree with him completely. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense that I do not have the same standard of living as Saudi Arabia. It does not make sense that I do not have the kind of hospitals that they have. It does not make sense that I do not have any school in my country that is government owned that can be equated to any school in Saudi Arabia. It does not make sense that the leaders of Saudi Arabia do not come to Nigeria for medical tourism. It does not make sense that the police in my country kills young people and harasses them instead of protecting them. It does not make sense that the water that runs from my tap is from borehole and not from government water supplies. Yet, I have Ministry of Water Resources. It does not make sense that I do not have any good roads, and yes, I have Ministry of Works and I have road maintenance. It does not make sense that everything about me is ad hoc. It does not make sense that there is no security of jobs, there's no security of life. It does not make sense that the indices of poverty starts with my nation. It does not make sense. I agree with you. And a lot does not make sense. And that's why we're here, because we want to make some sense. I don't want to make common sense because the first point of common sense is my constitution, and my constitution is a fraud. It just does not make sense. It starts with we the people, and yet there is no content of the people in my constitution. My constitution makes no sense. It makes no sense that the people who vote and those who count are different. It makes no sense that I do not have any leadership. It makes no sense. That's why we're here. It makes no sense. The nation is in our hands, and we're trying to make sense out of the senselessness. Don't stay at home. Join us. Let's make sense. Because the only way this will make sense to you is that you are without sense. It will make sense if you have no sense. This is not common sense. This is not privileged sense. This is natural God-given sense. Let's make sense out of Nigeria. It is ours.
Thank you, Sister Dokubo, for that. Let's make sense, because right now a lot of us are not making sense. We don't know our left from right. We are speaking from both sides of our mouth. We don't even know what the issues are. As I'm telling you, some people demonstrating for NSAS does not know what SARS mean. They will turn around and ask you, what is that? That's how ignorant our people have become. They can't even do their research. And then to our final video, if you guys give me a moment, I will pull that up. You have to make sense. We have to be honest with ourselves. We have to have that honest discussion that we've been running from years, pretending like if we work hard enough and send our children to overseas, our life will be what it's supposed to be, but it's not. Unfortunately, it's not.
The Constitution is the problem of this country. Now let I explain you how. Ask me how. How? For 1999 Constitution, the Constitution is guiding them. They can put on inside our treasury and remove money. You cannot ask them questions. That Constitution, Section C. You don't have any right to ask them how the country is being run. That is why if they embezzle money, you cannot come back and arrest them. They will carry you go to Supreme Court. They will bring the Constitution. I was not a leader. I don't put my hand inside the treasury. Nothing will happen. That's the year word though. Because if you don't know these things, you're not going to know.
So today, on the program today, we're going to be talking to a very fine gentleman who is very articulated, who knows.
I'm good. Welcoming viewers to this important session in the midst of the conference.
Okay. It's very crazy. It's very energetic. It's very sensitive what is going on in our dear country, Nigeria, at the moment. Yeah. And the youth are saying EndSARS. But not just EndSARS, there's a reason for it. Sometimes there's an adage in Africa that says, if there's a lice in the head, cutting off the head does not solve the problem. But if you don't go to the root cause of the problem, you're just wasting your time. What could have been the problem in their country, Nigeria? And in 1953, the northern people actually reject a call for independence because they think they're not going to have total, absolute control of the country. Could you take us through some few things? But before then, introduce yourself, please.
Thank you. Like I said, Tonina is remain the basis of the union and all of what is done in the union. Whereas the whole of the South and the whole of the Middle Belt have repudiated that constitution all the way to solemn assemblies, all the way to everything that needs to be done home and abroad. We saw the Yoruba come out in 60 countries on October 1st, saying that they reject the union as defined by that constitution. The unitary union of Nigeria is the reason everything is upside down. So we in those two platforms, the Lower Niger Congress and the movement for New Nigeria Alliance, which is actually movement for no Nigeria, the imposition of Sharia by this 12-state contiguity we see in yellow here, has made a union impossible because they owe it a duty of faith to kill the.
All right. So our brother said that right. The imposition of Sharia law has made the union impossible. They are keeping their SARS there, and they even went on radio to say that the SARS is working on their side. As you can see, it's not working on our side because our young boys had been murdered every day. And then when we say that we're not supposed to be together, when we're trying to mix oil and water together, we think we will get a concussion. And we're saying it will never work. They don't think like us. They don't behave like us. They think it's okay for you to live in abject poverty for the rest of your life. They think it's okay for a head to be beheaded. They think it's okay for hands to be cut off. While the governor himself has been caught in the hotel so many times, sleeping with women, nobody have cut off his hand. We cannot live with people that do not have the same values that we have. What part of that don't these so-called politicians understand? Why are we holding on to a marriage that has fallen apart? The husband is sabotaging the wife and the children because somebody is in charge here. I cannot say we are sabotaging. Yes, we are sabotaging from different perspectives because we, especially our people from our own side, that is working with these animals holding us down. And we're saying it's enough. Sister Augusta, please go ahead.
Yeah, we say enough is enough. And they just have to bear the brunt this time around. So I'm going to read what the Lower Niger Congress did in November of 2012 about the countrywide rejection of the 1999 Constitution as basis of Nigeria, the options and processes for reconstruction, confederation, or independent units. So I'll start briefly. It's a long read, but I'm gonna, we're gonna make it as short as possible. Introduction. As various national groups prepare for the inevitable constitutional reconstruction of the distressed Nigerian Union, the Lower Niger Congress, a platform by which willing peoples of the ethnic nations of the Old Eastern region and the Old Midwestern region seek to federate themselves into a cohesive, value-driven, systems-based political bloc under a new social contract regime engendering a society of equal opportunities, wishes to restate its position on the vexed questions of the basis of Nigeria and the future of its divergent peoples. The goal of this communication is to dissect and illuminate the core issues of the obfuscated debate on that vexed question, with a view to distilling the options available to all parties, thus providing insight into the choice already being made by the peoples of the Lower Niger, including the processes by which that choice will be consummated. First, a diagnostic examination of the problem loosely called the national question. Having observed the debate of constitutional amendment, national conference, sovereign or not, and referendum, it is clear to LNC that most actors and commentators, including regrettably lawyers, some of who are senior advocates and professors, senators, House members, and heads of executive arm, do not seem to know the meaning of a constitution, nor that of sovereignty. They fail to grasp the nexus between the two, and therefore, whose prerogative is to make or remake a constitution. They seem unable to fathom the grave implications of a disputed constitution, such as the case with the so-called 1999 Constitution. There is yet another term known as sovereignty, which has been the unseen monster driving the confusion and massive violence that have characterized the debate of the Nigerian question from inception. It is therefore needful to explain these concepts as a necessary prelude to a meaningful and practical engagement with the subject. So now I'm going to explain the meaning of constitution. Constitution, in simple terms, means to constitute, which means putting or coming together of units to make one whole. In the case of Nigeria, Britain, by fiat of the 1914 amalgamation, put together a mosaic of ethnic blocks, which it had subjugated piecemeal and ruled separately as colony and protectorates, labeling it Nigeria. The various supreme legal instruments called orders in council, regulating that experiment at artificial nation building. Up to 1960 were the constitutions of that era, Littleton, Richards, and Macpherson, wholly imposed by London. As independence approached, putting together had to give way to coming together by way of the various constitutional conferences in London and Lagos, at which delegations of the then three regions. Region was the new nomenclature of the earthwide protectorates, which had been offered independence separately on certain conditions, exploit the option of coming together to federate on their own terms. They had to agree on two key questions. A, whether to come together as one country, in other words, to federate, and or B, on what terms. The agreement they reached in answer to those two key questions was documented as the Independence Constitution of Nigeria, 1960, anchored fully on powers donated by the three regions, which already had their respective self-governance constitutions prior to 1960. The overriding feature of that agreement was a federating model in which the regions substantially retained their individual independence, which means autonomy, owned and controlled their resources, contributing therefrom towards the upkeep of the center, a certain percentage, 15%, for the limited functions jointly delegated to the center by the regions. Each region has its own constitution and developed at own pace, using its own resources. So sisters, can we just explain the little that I've read so far? Sister, please, you can come up.
Thank you very much, Sister Augusta. Like we said once in this show, that the things the element of Nigeria is not hidden at all. And these things, like what you just read, you should read that into a primary 5 pupil. He or she will understand what you just said.
Exactly.
Clear. There's no ambiguity in what you just read. It's only people, criminals, miscreants, wicked souls that want to suck the blood of our people, that pretend they don't understand it. What is difficult in you understanding that the way Nigeria was supposed to be, what our forefathers agreed on, was autonomous regions.
Exactly.
And they had their own constitution to guide them. They had everything they needed. Even before the white man came, in my land, we had system of banking, we had governance, we had development, we had things put in place. So, like what you just read, if you want to solve a problem, you must go back to the root cause.
To the root cause, exactly.
If you continue to manage the symptoms, you will never get there. And you are deceiving yourself.
That's right.
Like Augusta said, Sister Mona said, we don't want ignorant people to continue to talk to us. Somebody is on protest for NSAS, and he or she doesn't even know the meaning of what is, and doesn't even know what SARS
means.
How can you effectively protest for them to end it? If somebody should call you aside and ask you a question and say, so what do you mean? Explain to me. What will you say? Are you not embarrassed that you're so ignorant? In a time when information is everywhere.
It's everywhere.
Just Google.
Google is your friend.
Google it. So what we're saying on this platform is truth, nothing but truth. Before, I will leave you to read some more, and then we'll take it from there. Because I want our people to listen. Because this document was 2012. It's as if they prophesied and everything. You can see what they're saying. It's so current.
That's true. So celebrating this great fortune with his lieutenants in the very week of independence in the October of 1960, the then Northern Premier Ahmadu Bello declared that the new nation called Nigeria should be an estate of our great-grandfather, Usman Dan Fodio. We must ruthlessly prevent a change of power. We use the minorities of the North as willing tools and the South as a conquered territory, and never allow them to rule over us, and never allow them to have control over their future. This was written in the Parrot newspaper of October 12, 1960, quote and unquote. So why we reject the Nigeria defined by the 1999 Constitution? This is where the crux of the matter is. This is the 11 item or points that the LNC put together on the essence, the reason why they are rejecting the 1999 Constitution.
Please, before you read that, there's something you just mentioned, what we call the battle script.
Yes, that's what it is.
Somebody like wanted to kill you and wrote it out. This is what I'll do to you. I'll skin you first, cut off your legs, cut out your eyes, finished and put it on national newspaper. Our people read that thing and it was okay. Nobody
I know.
What did you say? That means from that thing you just read, that he says Ahmadu Bello, not Sir. There's no Sir in it because there's nothing Sir inside it. So what we call 1960 independence was actually official capture of the indigenous
peoples, exactly,
by two criminal rascal gangs, Britain and Fulani Islamic extremists and terrorists.
Jihadists.
Jihadists. That was what we call independence. And that's why on this platform we refuse to celebrate Nigerian independence, because it wasn't independence. It was capture.
It was official. My day, you said it right. Official capture.
It was official capture, and they signed the signature that day.
That's it. That's right.
And we were sitting on the table and we were taken. We were not even aware that they are signing our capture. Let's go ahead.
That's serious.
That's deep.
Yeah, so deep. And you know, as they have this blueprint, this is their own blueprint. They have worked with it ever since. They haven't missed one step of this blueprint.
No.
They haven't.
They continue.
So conquering the indigenous peoples is one of their number one. That's why Buhari is so impervious to what is happening. Yeah. He doesn't even feel it. Now, Mama don't know whether people were killed in front of Lekki or not. It didn't even mention it, the people that were killed. So it's that bad that this is their blueprint. This is what they want to work with. And they are working with it. They are not missing it.
I held them, man.
They are not missing it.
He did a number on us.
Wallahi. Okay, let's continue. In exercise of the power of sovereignty and to make their gain permanent, our new conquerors between 1966 and 1999, by a series of decrees, comprehensively replaced the agreement upon which Nigeria was founded and building upon the 1979 version, collated same into one volume in 1999, labeled the 1999 Constitution, which one Abdusalam Abubakar imposed via Decree number 24 of 1999, with the egregious falsehood in its preamble that we, the people, enacted this. This is fraud. This fraud is the basis of the current Nigeria and its governance. Force has replaced agreements as the basis of Nigeria and has been deployed via decrees to effect the following fundamental distortions in the original agreement manufactured in the original agreement founding the Nigerian Union. Number one, these are the 11 items that LNC brought up. Number one, our consent to the being and terms of the Nigerian Union was manufactured and placed in the preamble that foisted on us the authorship of the instrument of our enslavement, and that is the 1999 Constitution. In other words, our signature was forged to pretend that we, the people, authorized our damnation. Two, the benefits and entitlements of the citizen under our social contract, which the Constitution is or was cancelled by Section C, subsection 6C, thereby legally absorbing the government of any obligations to the citizens, and therefore free the entire treasury for the beneficial use of its custodians in power. The outcome is the mind-boggling wealth of those in power and the act-rending poverty ravaging over 90% of the populace. By this singular provision, no part of the over 200 million US dollars earned by Nigeria daily is meant for the populace, as everything goes to service the fabulous lifestyles and greed of those in power and their sponsors. By government's own admission, they actually admitted this. 72% of the current budget is earmarked to pay those in power. Can you imagine what country exists like that? 72% of $200 million per day goes to the government. Jesus Christ.
My dear, when you talk about corruption, this is the height of it all. How did we find ourselves in a place where two criminals, one called himself British government Lugard, one called himself Usman Danfodi or whatever his name is, they decided had an agreement to use us as slaves. So one said, oh, are you going to let me keep my religion and keep killing? Yes. The other one said, are you going to leave the oil in Bayelsa so I can be milking to support myself? They decided yes. And the whole time, our people were, what is the word to use?
I don't know. Were they dumbfounded? Were they
PhD walking around, but we have no place with his PhD answering doctor. We have all these so-called learned people, and they sat, the man on a horse used us without fear, without any disposition. Just put out, no, he said, I am going to make this place my grandfather's estate. And use these people as a willing tools, and then make sure that these people will never have their destiny in their hands. And somebody think that's okay? Who did this to us?
And
And
you know, there's this part of scriptures that when I read, I used to think it was people that were in the mood. I didn't know it was my people. The Bible said, I saw an abomination. The princes, say the slaves were on the horse, riding on the horse, while the princes were twerking barefooted. I kept reading that thing since I was a child. I didn't even know who the prince was, who the slave was, where is the horse. You see, this is the Bible giving us clue. I'm saying this for those who are called themselves Christians, because the thing I hate most is the Christians that are blind. You call yourself a Christian and you don't know a thing. You're spiritually blind. Why I have issue with that is that if you are not a Christian, I will know how to evangelize to you. But you are in church shouting hallelujah. Probably you're a pastor teaching my people. But you're so ignorant and blind. So you are the one part of the people holding my people down.
On stage. That's
because
right.
If you were not there, maybe my people's brain will open and they will begin to think. Because like I was saying, Sister Mona, the other day, I said this thing is such that even if without Christianity or anything, like you're not a pastor, you're not a prophet or anything, you're just a normal human being, but you are able to use your common sense, you will get these things we are saying. But what they use as opioid, drugs to get us addicted.
Addicted.
False Christianity. I call it false. Because it's not true. That's not the gospel of Jesus Christ.
Of Jesus.
It was manipulated. False Christianity, BB Niger.
Oh. Can you say that again?
Oh.
Can you say that again?
False Christianity, BB Niger, for those that were not caught by the false Christianity. So BB Niger will keep you morose and you're like
morons, like gosh.
Like drugs. Like cocaine.
Do you think it's a coincidence that this protest took over after BB Niger ended?
It's not a coincidence.
It's
not. They were using the stupid BB, whatever, Niger, whatever, to hold my people down. Their brain. Like what this addiction does to you is that your brain is not able to function. That's the essence of all these addictive substances. Whether it's BB Niger, whether it's a false religion, the essence of it is to make sure your brain does not function. And you will be there following falsehood while the enemy is destroying your land and your people.
Wow. While Fulani terrorists is trying to turn our land into their land.
Into their land.
Asking why you didn't vote for John.
They make it look, these people practicing false Christianity.
Mena, it's not John, it's Lekon or whatever. There was this little girl that was crying because one Lekon did not win or Lekon won. I'm like, for crying out loud, what is that little girl doing with that kind of show?
With something that is rated.
With something that is rated.
It should not be rated 18. It should be rated like 20, 100.
Yeah, something that is rated. What did she watch? Watch people smooshing and kissing and all what's not. And she was, and the tears on her face. I'm like, if this girl had done exam and failed, she wouldn't have cried like that.
Okay. So
that is what we are saying, the opium.
That's the opium, yes.
They gave it to us.
You see, like why the case of the Christians is so, it touches me a lot is that they make it look as if God is deaf and dumb. God does not answer prayers. You mean Gowon? After Gowon signed our destiny away, he started praying for Nigeria.
Can you imagine? Now he's a pastor, an evangelist.
And when God looks at things like, okay, Obasanjo, he came out of prison and wrote prayer book after he has finished signing us away. Doing everything that he did.
Signing us away second time.
Yes. And what happens is that you are making mockery of God. And that's why I have issue with it. Because it's as if Christianity is fake, but it's not fake. It's as if God does not answer prayers. It's as if God is wicked. It is as if God is mindless, but it's not true. It is our own deception, our own hypocrisy that has kept us in darkness. How can you call yourself a Christian? You cannot study scriptures and understand scriptures and know when a pastor is using scriptures to deceive you.
I know, right?
The politicians are buying jets for them, and they give you Bible to go and read.
Read.
Any little thing, they fly out for medical attention abroad, and they tell you the anointing oil will heal you.
Will heal you. I know,
the
right?
money that is meant for hospitals, they will share it and use it to buy private jets, and they will keep you down shouting hallelujah.
Yeah.
Hey, Aaron, sacrilege everywhere.
Please continue. Let me know.
It's sad. I know. All right.
You need your
Sorry. I'm sorry. 72% of the current budget is earmarked to pay those in power. The rest is shared between corruption and infrastructure. Number 3, appropriation provisions in section 81, 82, and in 121, 122, which effectively hand over the spare keys of the treasury to heads of the executive branch at the center and in the states. That means that the key to the bank is actually in Buhari's pocket, and also to the state governors.
And it's so true with our people.
That is so crazy. 36 lame federating units styled as states now replaced 4 strong viable regions. Number 4, 774 revenue-sucking outlets styled as local government areas replace the good old serving rendering local councils. Number 5, arising from 3 and 4 above, a heavily skewed representation and revenue sharing pattern that creates a political majority from phantom majority whilst handing out a lion's share of revenues to those secured its ownership by constitutional fraud, like Kano getting virtually almost everything that comes to the treasury. Because supposedly Kano has 44 local government areas and has population, and I'm like, where does that put Lagos?
And that's why we're telling our people that this is, like where we are is about strategy. These people strategized ahead of time. First of all, they knew that if they put us together at one, it would be easier to manage us. It's easier to hold us together in the slave camp. And then we were autonomous before. They mixed us in a bowl. I was explaining it to somebody. I say it's like they mix all the things in a bowl and then scramble it. And they say, you take 1, you take 2, you take 3, you take 3, like new. And they provided a new sharing formula, where in the north, the local government, because that's the formula they want to use to share. Ahead of time, our people were saying it, but they didn't know what it meant.
They didn't know what it was, yeah.
Because they didn't have the script. So they shared it and made sure that the north, which is tiny, they pieces it. Like some local government, where you're traveling in the north, I lived in the north. You will travel kilometers, you will not see a human being. After a long time, you see one cow. And then you see one horse.
It's part of their population, though.
Yes.
That cow is counted as human.
The place where you have human beings densely packed, they divided them just little, so that when they share, a lot of money will go to the north and little will come to the south. And our poor ignorant people will keep blaming, oh, our leaders are not giving us what, our leaders are not building what. Look at the formula. I'm not exonerating those stupid leaders, so those places I'm not.
No, they're useless.
We'll get to them at the right time. But we are talking about the formula. Look at the formula that they put in place. If you look at those things, it will begin to make sense to you why we are suffering what we're suffering.
Exactly.
And then you will begin, is when you understand it, so that when we say this is the solution, it will make sense to you. You understand why this has to be the solution and not the other one. Thank you.
A lot of them are looking at the so-called TV in that country that will never give you the truth. Even when somebody comes there to speak the truth, the first thing they will do is send a disclaimer. Hey, it's not me. They'll
try to shut the person down. I'm trying to oh my God.
He said this is his opinion.
Yeah, it's his opinion. It's not the network opinion. Don't come and touch us. So they wouldn't even let the show last because they're so afraid they want to go and use the restroom.
Yes.
And we're telling you guys, stop wasting time with these people. Educate yourself with the right information. Arm yourself with the right information, and nobody will deceive you. And I'll tell you, once you start seeing things from the true perspective, I promise you will go crazy. You will go mad that somebody that you call a human being like you will get up every morning and go on your TV and on your radio and lie to you. And some of them are suffering the way you're suffering. No? Their sisters and brothers are not in school. They are not able to make it in life. Yes, they give them clothes to dress up and appear on TV. That's what they have going for them.
And just
like,
like,
are not even getting paid. But
they're not even getting paid.
Yes. And lie to our people and make what is blue, turn it black. Make what is black and turn it white. That even when these people are on the air, swinging their chair, Bauchi government, our governor, I will never forget it, telling you how he's going to bring Fulani because they are fluid. They are going to take over your land. People will sit there and be asking them questions in a very calm manner, as if nothing happened.
As if nothing happened.
Bayelsa belongs to Jigawa. And guess what our brothers and sisters that was interviewing him was doing? They thought it was funny when he said
it was funny. He said it over.
In the background, when another man from another tribe comes in the ancestral home, said, the oil in you, can you imagine the impetus? The oil in my father's land belongs to us.
And it was funny to them.
It was funny.
How can this be funny to a normal human being? Which is why I said that they use something to make their, like when you drink alcohol, the essence of the alcohol, the Bible says, give a dying man or a sorrowful man alcohol so that the brain will calm down and you're looking to So
we have every right. We have every right to be mad at everybody in that position, representing position, doing things for us all these years that led us to get to this point because we trusted you guys. So when I come out here and call some people's name, don't be offended. Accept your failure and start fixing it.
Exactly.
We put our trust in you. God left a lot of you in charge. We put our trust in you like my children. If anything goes wrong, they should blame me. Because I was there supposed to be helping them to do the right thing.
Yep.
We put our trust in you guys to do the right thing. You call yourself a leader. You use your degrees to intimidate us. By the time you know it, you want us to call you Professor Emeritus, studying in London, LLQQ, QQMM, names everywhere. And you did not provide for my people. We trusted you guys. We trusted you guys to do the right thing. And a man will come from his home, come and tell you that the oil in our land belongs to his name. And even our so-called media reporting it thinks it's funny.
They were laughing.
Even the audience there started laughing as if it was a night of thousand laughter.
Wallahi. So sad. So sad. Anyway, let's continue. Number six. Assets, resources, and powers of the federating units got hijacked and confiscated by a monstrous center to date. Number 7, a 68-item federal exclusive list stripped the federating units of the most important governmental powers and functions, thereby stultifying development and impairing security and order. You know, we cannot overemphasize that 68 exclusive items. We cannot oversay it. You know, like that Professor Adeyeye said, the thing is nebulously written. Each time I remember nebulous, I say, what better word to use? That thing was wickedly written, monstrously written to subdue our people. So we cannot exclude that. It is the 68 exclusive list that has rendered the entire Nigeria hopeless. Hopeless, totally hopeless. Let's continue. Number 8, a culture of impunity entrenched by a regime of immunity, entrenched by the subsection section 6, subsection 6D, and section 308. The former retrospectively provides a blanket immunity for all crimes committed by those in power, including murder, genocide, and grand looting from the 15th day of January 1966 to the 29th day of May 1999. So for 33 years, whatever they must have committed within that period, they are immune from it. They cannot be prosecuted, they cannot be jailed, nothing can happen to these people. That constitution provided it.
And that's why someone like Obasanjo and his Otta farm.
And his Otta farm, yes.
More than devil himself would have done to any of his enemies. Obasanjo has done it all for us. He did it in phase 1, he did it in phase 2, and people will go there and go to church. I think he even preaches in the church.
When we keep preaching, it will be a deacon or elder or something. You know, when you're old, you become elder in church.
Wake up, people. This thing, the ties have changed. The God is saying, remove yourself from these people. Somebody came on TV the other day. He said, if you are 60 and above, disappear, go and hide under the mattress.
If you're older than the Nigeria country, go and disappear.
You guys have done the unthinkable. We trusted you and you let us down. This is the time for you to start. If you have any kind of remorse, this is the time for you to give it up. Take whatever loot you have gotten, leave my father's land so that we can give our youths the opportunity to be their best.
Absolutely.
Enough is enough. You have taken enough. Some of you are sleeping. Your journey ends as you don't even know what it means. You're talking to politicians, you don't even know what you're doing. Please, enough is enough. Our children cannot continue in this manner. They cannot continue in this manner. This is a little thing that you guys saw the other day. That place is about to set on fire, and Holy Spirit is asking all you guys that still have conscience to get it right this time around.
By coming out of the road.
Yes.
Come out, leave. We want to overhaul the whole place. Please carry your gentleman or gentlewoman or whatever you have in you. Move away from our road. We beg you in the name of the Lord. Because the tsunami that will push you out. The tsunami that will push you out. The tsunami that will push you out is still doing press up somewhere.
I know. Okay, the lights are shields from inquiry or sanction for any wrongdoing, including looting and murder. The 37 men and women, the president and the 36 governors and the deputies, who exclusively sign out all monies in Nigerian treasury while they are in office. You see, because this constitution gives the rights of Tinubu in Lagos to own practically half of Lagos.
Can you imagine?
It's so disheartening.
On what ground?
Tinubu still gets paid as an ex-governor. They still change his cars probably every 1 or 2 years, every 6 months. And Tinubu ordered the killing in ordered the lights in Lekki to be shut down and all that. You understand? So that the army can have a free fall. He still earns money, even though he's an ex-governor of Lagos State. He has pocketed Lagos State as his own. Tinubu is there. His wife is a pastor and a senator. His mother is the Yoloja. The Yoloja gets paid. One of his daughters or aunt or sister is the Ginowa. They have, if you have a Yoloja, Yoloja means the mother of the market. You know, they have different markets. And in that market, you get they'll ask you to pay, if after paying your rent, you pay Yoloja's fees. That one is different though. You pay the community fee, you pay the Agbero fee. Tinubu brought Agbero because it was an Agbero here in Chicago. He brought Agbero to Lagos.
Do you know the worst part of this? That these people, they have the impetus to capture us economically, and then they went to church and capture us
religiously too. Exactly.
So their husband will be stealing our money from our economy. It's not good enough. Their wife will become a pastor and be taking some from religion and leave our children to pay for themselves.
With this massacre that happened in Lekki, he was able to fly out to France with his private jets. So, I mean, how would oh my goodness.
We'll be asking
it's unthinkable that nobody should let that place called Nigeria to exist anymore. Nigeria is an impunity to human beings. Nigeria is a hellhole. You guys are crying. It's more than a hellhole for a human being. Is that hell you've been hearing in the Bible? It exists in Nigeria. That's exactly. No wonder everywhere we go, people will look at us as criminals. As criminals. How did you survive in that criminal environment? How did you survive? You were telling them good morning. They're hearing 419. We cannot let this go. These people must give us what we want. They must end that place called the zoo country because we need freedom, true freedom for our people. You cannot continue to treat people as if they are animals. They showed the Houston Zoo yesterday, my dear. You should have seen the way they take. I said, why even give them the name? We should come out another evil forest. That's a good name.
It's evil forest. Because zoo is organized and managed.
Zoo is organized now.
The animals
zoo is organized.
Yeah.
Evil forest.
So the animals there get fed. They feed them.
Calling on our youth to continue.
Full attention. The lions.
We must continue. We cannot let these people that can fly over the flick of the light. We cannot let these people that have their children living on the expensive apartment all over the world, and while our own gets shot on Tinubu's bridge. Money making
the bridge, that Lekki toll gate makes, according to them, I don't know, makes on the minimum, I think they said there is something million or billion a day. Madam. And this money goes to Tinubu's son because he's the one that probably is called Tinubu. All the assets in Lagos belongs to his family.
How did we get here? Oh, I forgot.
There used to be a taxi driver in Chicago.
And the
assets of Lagos State belongs to his family.
So he understands why they fight to become politicians, why
yes.
they fight to become senators, why they fight to become governors, why election in Nigeria is do or die affair, because that's an endless tap.
Endless tap.
You understand? So even when you finish and you leave, it continues from your generation to generation, milking our people. Then
Godfatherism.
Yes, you now see like why are they buying private jets? We don't understand. Because as they're stealing,
yes,
they know that one day the people will arise. So that's why they keep the private jet standing, warming up. So that once it starts, they hop into it and they fly off. And we are telling our people, do not allow them to fly off again, please. Close that thing.
Any country that they fly to, our people should go there and harass them.
Exactly. They shouldn't allow them to leave.
They will fly back.
Anybody that have been in the government, we should go after them. We must hold them accountable for all the things that have been happening to our children. They sit there, people are being murdered every day. You call yourself a governor, you are the one that agreed to do that job. You sat there, our children are being killed like animals, and you refuse to do something, and you think when the time comes, you can come out here and say, yes, we are allowing you to protest your right. It's your right to protest your right. Your right to go on the street.
And nobody died.
Nobody died. The governor of Lagos State said that nobody died. I'm like, duh. What movie was he watching? Which movie did we watch, and which one did he watch?
He's in La La Land.
The one that was giving him money now.
Yes.
Probably watching
because Tinubu put him there.
Movie in one of his hotel rooms.
Tinubu was godfather. And so he could
when they finish, they'll bring their godson.
They'll bring their godson to come and
their biological son is not
that thing continues to milk the society.
As mothers, we are not taking this again. We're here. We're not talking about war. We're here to strategically do what we need to do. We are here. We have come. There's nothing else we have to do in this life again. We have finished.
That's
this
it.
This is it. We are here.
So if you don't want to see our ugly faces, give our people freedom and we will disappear. It's just as simple.
It's as simple as that.
Give our people freedom, our ugly faces will disappear. If not, we will be in your faces until you get faced out.
Yes, we will be there. We are with you. We are. One person said, "I'm with you." We are with you, people. Oh, we are here. We have that. This is the only assignment. We have suspended every other thing we are doing. This is not the only thing that needs to be done. The freedom of our people.
That's
however you want it, you will get it. But we are begging you,
bring it on.
Carry your gentleman, please, by the side and move away from the road of our youths. Because you can see the peaceful protesters. My dear, you saw how organized those people were.
So organized. Wow.
So clean. I was so proud of these children. I'm saying, wow. These are the leaders of today. Not tomorrow.
Yes.
They're not leaders of tomorrow. They're leaders of today.
Right?
Because if they could organize themselves like that means they can organize
that means they can run a country.
They can run countries.
They can run a country. That means that
they are CEOs. They're already CEOs in their country.
CEOs.
So we are begging these our babalawos, these are our grandfathers and grandmothers that put glasses on the nose and be looking down. Please move yourself away. Our children are coming, and we are not even begging you. Because if you don't move, what will move you?
Yeah.
Tsunami.
They go to National Assembly, and they go to National Assembly while things are being discussed. They are sleeping.
Why wouldn't they sleep?
They are sleeping.
Throughout the night, did they sleep?
They were working all night with a 16-year-old. You
Yes,
don't want
now.
them to sleep?
Yes. Why wouldn't they sleep?
Okay, let's continue. Number 9, mediocrity replaced of excellence under the guise of federal character cum quota system. Number 10, a land use decree by which massive expropriations were enacted against the peoples of Nigeria by their rulers. Number 11, oaths of allegiance or office that bind those in power, that's the new custodians of the sovereignty, to protect and defend with all their might and ability the fraud which our constitution is. It will be plain stupidity to expect current beneficiaries of this order to repent and amend their ways. These are the main constitutional grievances for which the Lower Niger Congress rejects the 1999 Constitution and commits itself to the task of securing a better political future for our people. So LNC posits that this 11-item list of constitutional grievances form the core of the questions Nigeria must answer now. Otherwise, the brutally raped peoples of Nigeria will devise their own answers, which may include exiting the union. And trust me, we are devising our answers right now.
Yeah, what are we talking about? They not succeeded from secular Nigeria by introducing Sharia law.
Sharia already.
Already left.
They already left.
You know, why are we still begging them to leave when they have left? They took the resources and left and be doing their own thing. Why is it that our people, the ones that are left in charge, let me stop calling them by gender, the ones that are left in charge, whether you're a female or a male, that you've been in charge all along, you've been hanging with politicians, you'll be on CNN giving interviews, you'll be on Channel TV giving interviews. What have you guys done for my people? Apart from telling your children Obodo Ibo, apart from building the biggest mansion in Abuja. By the way, the Abuja building that you're building, have you guys realized that all the 4 entrances to Abuja is being manned by Fulani at the entrance? Which ones? Mr. and Mrs. Egenti. Have you guys noticed in the midst of your money-making escapade that the Fulanis are the one manning the 4 entrances? Go and check it now in your head. All the 4 entrances into Abuja, Fulani not by the entrance. Do you know now that if they block off the road and converging, they have Sekuluna around. And you become suya and meat overnight in your
life.
And they saw motorcycle bringing in these people. That's a child's play.
That's a child's. I remember the cycle has been burned for a while. They suddenly they resurfaced, and people are thinking.
All the areas, everywhere that you go in their northern side, all their entrances, they will man their people there so that it be easy to round you up like an animal, that infidel that you want.
Exactly.
My people receive sense. This is not a time for you to count about the 50 trillion zillion that you have in your account. This is not a time for you to start thinking otherwise. This is not a time for you thinking, oh, if I can keep quiet enough, if I can send my children to Obodo Ibo enough, if I can do my business good enough, that things will be okay. Yes, if you were in the southern area, things will be okay. The Fulanis from day one, my sister said it all over. The day they give birth to them, as we are cutting umbilical cord, they are handing them their
the manifest the
battle script.
The battle script. Yeah.
And they effort by taking them to their mosque, kill the infidels.
Yes, indoctrinate them more.
My dear, if you hear this long enough, look at the people that started freedom fighting not too long ago. You haven't even used the word for 10 years, they're already killing people. Imagine if you're a Fulani, you're 36 years. For 36 years, you've been hearing, kill them, they are infidel, keep them, they are infidels, kill 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 them, they are infidels, over and over again. Even if they're your drivers and you give them the best rights and you try to talk to them about God and you're kind to them, you will be, I'm telling you guys, they're not doing it by choice. It's already here, like it's
program.
It's like the same way you don't You can't sleep when you don't watch BBB. What is that show? BB show.
BB Nigeria.
BB Nigeria. It's the same addiction that you get for not watching BB Nigeria. You'll be sleeping. You'll be in the market. You'll be running to go home and watch BB Nigeria. That's how they have heard enough kill the infidels. They're not even helping themselves anymore. So they have been your driver. On top of that, they are our gate men. Oh my gosh. These people are so smart. Hand it to them, my dear. In the Britain, at least they are.
With that degree, without a doctorate, what is that, the master's, with that degree, wallahi.
With that degree, they follow their protocol. They kept the set group of them in hunger and teach them to be infidel killers. And they sustained it for years. They teach them how to kill, and then they will bring them in and let them lay on the entrances of every northern Sharia 12 states. And you're sitting there thinking, oh, I'm going and coming, nothing is happening. My dear, it's a strategy. That's what they have done. They even have the audacity to put themselves in the entrances of some subdivisions in Abuja. Some of the subdivision, you will finish building, they will go and build their mosque there. You guys in that subdivision with your 7 children are their first victims. Well, they are coming, They are coming. They don't know anything else. It's like when you're addicted to cocaine, even when Jesus Christ of Nazareth is telling you, I'm coming to save you, all you're saying, what is my cocaine? They are not doing this by choice. Their brain has taken over to kill and to destroy and to mend. Please, stop playing with those people thinking I'm in Abuja, I'm okay. We are asking you now, for you to start organizing your mind, for you to start organizing this Chineke Najerunu prelude of things to come, because we are going to get our freedom. What we are asking for is a righteous cause, so we are going to get our freedom. The question now is like, what role are you going to play in this freedom fighting, self-determination process? Are you going to be on the loser side? Are you going to be on the winning side? Are you willing to sacrifice what you have in order for your children to gain freedom? Are you willing to fight for true freedom? Because we cannot be fighting some Alhaji Chukwuemeka, Ibrahim Brabudu will join the other people on the other side. He will come and join the village meeting as Emeka. And then in the evening, he will go be Alhaji Emeka. We know you guys. We know what you're capable of.
And you know what they did? You know, it is addiction. On this side of addiction, they gave them religion and some other distracting things that will make them docile. On this side of the divide, the addiction is killing people, blood. They're like you bring an animal, like a dog or a lion, you're feeding them with flesh and blood so that they will thirst for more blood. So on this side, these ones, their job is to get addicted on the smell of blood so that the only thing they can do is kill. These ones, they made them to be sleeping, put them on addiction of false religion and false anything, false wealth. Because
and it's happening in our lives, this falsehood is everywhere in our lives. That's why I was talking about false wealth. Live in the house as roommates and it's working for them.
False wealth, because false wealth will make you think that you're rich, not knowing that the policy makers are the one that will determine whether your wealth will stay today or it will clean out tomorrow. By one single policy, all that you made will just go.
Gone.
So falsehood, false religion, false wealth, false sense of well-being. It is false. It's not real. You that you are living in Abuja thinking you are comfortable, like my sister said, it is false sense of well-being. Because the day it will happen, you and your children will be wiped. So you see, you can't escape. And that's why we're telling people that Nigeria has become a fraud and a criminal enterprise by reason of that constitution, that fraudulent constitution. So long as you continue to uphold that fraudulent constitution, you're making corruption official.
Exactly, legitimate. You're making corruption official. You're making
so those that are saying, oh, yes, people are corrupt, Nigerians are corrupt.
No, the paperwork allows you to be corrupt. Exactly. You have evidence, like Malaya that is showing off his cars and shoes and wristwatches.
You have the say, and that our children deserve better. When you guys are the ones stealing from our children, this is,
Yeah.
don't these politicians, they have lost the right to advise us on anything. They have completely lost the right. Whether you're a governor, whether you're an ex-minister or ex-president candidate, you guys have lost the right to advise us on anything because we trusted you guys and you betrayed our trust. We are done with that. Let's give our children chances. They know what to do. They're able to organize themselves. On top of that, these children can fend for themselves. All we need to do is remove you guys the stumbling blocks. Stumbling blocks. Yes. Are we talking about the bad ones that they sent to Obodo Ibo? People that came here in the 70s and 80s. They sent you to come here and learn the right way to lead your people. You came here, all you can do is to form Igbo Congress, People's Club Congress, this Congress, industrial parties, these parties, and you were deceiving our people. Are we talking about the village meetings? They will go and build a locker for a classroom that doesn't have a roof, for teachers that are not getting paid, for children that have not eaten breakfast. Deceit everywhere. Everywhere deceit.
God had to send COVID-19.
We are sick of it.
God had to send COVID-19 to stop them from partying.
Yes.
Because
it's like God has to stop them from partying.
Yes.
We are going around telling them this is what is going to happen to our people. All of them we are partying as you're doing their 40th induction parties. Walking around doing things that will not benefit our people. How can a group of people be the same people? All they want to do is to be the heart in the village. And that's enough for them. What kind of people are this?
God had to step in.
What kind of people are you? All you wanted is to be the heart in the village. I use it to intimidate your brothers and sisters. When we can do more. When we can do more. When we can do more. And you guys render us useless under the Fulanis. You're looking for election. You want to collect money. How much money can you eat when our children don't have it?
How much money can
How much money? How much money can you spend when my brothers and sisters cannot survive? Our 16-year-olds are now sleeping all over the hotel rooms. And then the boys, they will shoot them like they're animals. What kind of people are these? This is heartbreaking. And that Nigeria is enough of this suffering. It's enough. It's enough. And Nigeria, give our youth, give them their freedom, give them their future. In Nigeria now. In Nigeria now. We can't take this anymore. And stop waiting for the Westerners. They are not coming. We have to get this freedom ourselves. We have to get this freedom ourselves. In Nigeria, give my brothers and sisters their future back.
We are able to reorganize Africa. We are able to redefine the borders of Africa. Because the colonial masters came and caused confusion everywhere. And we are telling our people that we are able to do this. We are calling on strategists. We are not calling on people that destroy, the destroyers, because we've had this issue. Each time we want to do something to move forward, we have some miscreants come from all corners. People that have never built anything in their entire lives. People that left the shores of Africa and run to Europe. All they do there is look for how to.
They can't even maintain a wife and a child, and they want you.
Exactly. So when people are strategizing and thinking of how to improve their lives, these miscreants come and start shouting from left to right, saying useless things. The likes of Adeyinka grandson in Yoruba land, the likes of Nnamdi Kanu in Igbo land, the likes of Buhari in Fulani land. Because these are people that if you look at their individual lives, they are frustrated. They have never built anything.
Failures everywhere.
Failures in their private lives. The only thing they have is the things they stole from people. So they don't understand what it means to work hard and build. So that's when they come, they don't understand strategy. When you're telling them this is a strategy, this like when somebody was saying there's a poster that Yoruba World Congress brought out. He said that the black race depends on the union and alliance between the Igbos and the Yorubas. Do you understand? This is a strategy. This is somebody, these are people that understand that what broke down Africa was the tribal wars and ethnic wars.
Exactly.
Brothers and sisters were busy, brothers and whatever we're doing, and the wicked colonizers had entrance into, so they have not stopped using it. They will cause war. If you go in Congo, it's the same thing. Rwanda is the same thing. All these places, they know how to put wars between the tribal and ethnic people, and they start fighting so that they can come and steal. But what we are saying you should maintain your identity. I'm an Igbo woman, no apologies. And I will continue to be an Igbo woman, proudly so. I respect my friends that are Yorubas. We can work together as partners. Because when we say that we want to redefine Africa, we are not saying we want to burn down Africa.
Mm-mm.
Because the resources, the things built on our land, we are built from our resources. Things built in Lagos State, they are built, they belong to us. The Yoruba nation needs to be vibrant. They want a strong economy. So they are not interested in breaking down and burning things. Because when you do that, you start all over. The economy of a new nation will not be vibrant. And for somebody that is mad, saying that Igbos should leave Lagos, are you crazy? Are you all right? How do you sustain your new nation?
The guy is a reject. The guy is a reject. What Yorubas called Omali. That's he's a bastard. He's a non-entity. He's a reject, a big one.
Because we are working with some Yorubas and they're not happy with that.
They're not happy with that at all.
Because you have Igbos that are in Lagos. A lot of assets in Lagos belong to Igbos. So what are you saying? Do you want them? You want to destroy it and begin to build again? Rather than think of bilateral relationship between nations? Why are this? And that's why sometimes when we say black man, it's not because we hate our
God left them in charge. We put our trust in you guys. God left you in charge. If you don't know it, even necessary pastor, go and read it in the Bible. You were left in charge. We trusted you, and you did not do what you're supposed to do. You use your time and your effort to have Paris. You use your time and effort to build home in your villages. You use your time and effort to build a home in Lekki. You use your time and effort to be showing up to your brothers and sisters. And our children deserve more.
Yes. When I told one pastor, I said, I've said it before in this show, when he was saying, oh, give me money to support my ministry. I said, if you cannot run your ministry by yourself, turn it into a factory. Turn it into a snail factory, and I'm not joking about it. Turn it into a snail factory and employ your church members. I say in the morning when you come, you pray and read Bible, then you begin work.
Exactly.
Now you will produce, you pay your church members.
Mm-hmm.
You put them on salary because they're working. You see, you're using brain. I told some people, it wasn't my mom, I said some of your cathedrals, if you will not take them, we'll convert them to factories. Because they're sick and tired. The church I attend here, let our people understand something. The church I attend here, white people's church, the auditorium is actually the basketball this thing first, because they are running a school. Mm-hmm. So they are running a school. It's a church. They own a school. Mm-hmm. The auditorium where they use for basketball. You see basketball? Yeah, basketball. They also use it for service. So from Monday to whatever is for basketball. So, Sunday, they transform it. That's how you make use of resources. But what did my people do? You know, in my hometown, we have 2 cathedrals. The town is a small town, but we have 2 cathedrals. One Roman Catholic, one Anglican. Because one started building and the other one felt that, oh, it's time for us to build 2. They started competing. That money, they would have used it to build factories at Nnokwa. By now, Nnokwa youths will be so rich and comfortable. But they built 2 cathedrals that they lock up for rats.
Only Sundays.
Only Sundays.
Mm-hmm. Probably Wednesdays for the choir.
Some people don't take time. Those your cathedrals will be converted to factory.
This
is not heresy.
No!
This is not heresy. I'm telling you people.
against Christians. No way.
If you don't do what you're supposed to do, see what is happening in Europe. Are they not converting their churches to nightclubs,
bars, businesses, and all that stuff?
Because you got to pay the rent.
To do.
Most of those churches in Europe and even here in America are built on mortgage, so they kind of like pay monthly.
They can't pay, yes.
Rent. So if they cannot get their monthly rent intact, they gotta like lease it out. We have the Igbo Catholic Church here in Houston. Our people actually contributed to build that church for us, the Igbos alone. Yes. But guess what? Every weekend they do. If you want to do party, graduation, wedding, everything, you can come and use that venue because they have to pay the mortgage. They have to pay the rent.
You see how people are using their brain to work? You see how you're creating resources and not creating poverty? You see how people can just use what God has given to them
anymore. Our youth are here to say, they need more. They deserve more. They need a better future. They need all the things that will help them to be. That's why I was telling somebody the other day, to be able to be to challenge their international counterparts. I am interested in science, technology, engineering, and math. And you want me to be in the same place with someone who is interested, that considers a cow more valuable than I am?
Than myself.
In a country that people wants to get up in the morning and go under a cow to suck their breast? You want me to live in a country where somebody will die and the president will come on air and say nothing about the loss of our youths? And you want us to be in the same country?
It was talking about trader money, farmers money, and
we have done these people act for the longest time. We have embedded it in the fabrics of our life. It's in our DNA now to lie. Everything is a lie. Our clothes is a lie. You will see somebody suffering. All they are worrying about is to look good. You will see somebody that cannot pay their school fees. They are faking it. They are lying it. You will see people that don't have a husband. They have stole somebody else's husband. They are pretending as if the husband belongs to them. It's like everything is fake. Then you see those living together in a home. They are not speaking to each other. And they pretend to be in a marriage. Everything is a fake. Everything they have turned us into. Work 12-hour shifts, build house, pretend and party on Sunday. Work 12-hour shift, build a house in a village, help your brothers and sisters and walk and dance on a party. It's not enough anymore. Thank God for COVID. Thank God for Master COVID for stopping these people, because nobody was going to stop them. No. Nobody was going to stop them.
Not too many Ashwebi sold this year. No Ashwebi, no party, no.
God sent us to America for a time like this. For us to stand in that gap for our brothers and sisters, for us to organize ourselves. What did we use the time to do? We don't even know. They don't even recognize us here politically. That's why people will go and see and say, America has no interest on West Africa. America has no, when we are the most educated group of fools even in America, when we are contributing to their economies, they will go on air and say that we do not matter. No, because they fail to do what we're supposed to do.
Because it's not a priority. We failed to do.
That church in Notre Dame, was it Paris? That Notre Dame church was that was burnt. That church that had edifices, that had structures, unspeakable structures that
abominable structures. Structures
that when you're entering the church, you will close your eyes. It's a Catholic church or Notre Dame, whatever. Abominable. Hey, oh my God, you cannot. When that church burnt, can you imagine how much was raised immediately to rebuild the church, and how it was featured on CNN, it was featured everywhere, how they talked about it, everything. And you also remember when in Norway, one mad guy went into the Muslim community and killed everybody. How Pope Francis Nameboshi had prayer session for those that were killed, and Pope Francis did not even know when our own people, we that attend his Catholic church, when our people were being killed, he has not made a mention of it. And some people will say, oh, don't bring the Pope, don't bring the Holy Father into the story. Probably he doesn't know. Hell no! Does he not have Ariza as his right-hand man? Is he not watching the same Facebook that every one of us, internet that every one of us are watching?
one thing that we need to tell these people, and
it's because Africans do not matter. We are not a priority. They have told us, even if 1 million of us get killed, it will not touch them. The only thing they know is how to come and take all the minerals in our land, how to come and take all the resources for their own. You all need to go and watch. There's this movie everybody needs to go and watch, Journey of the
African Colony.
Please, anywhere you are, log on to Netflix, watch this, it's a documentary, watch it. Oh my goodness, that documentary says it. There is no how you would watch this and your heart will not break.
The news now is that it's no longer okay for those in diaspora, whether you find yourself under the bridge in London, or you find yourself in Kentucky, Florida. Where are you, Sister?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
It's no longer okay for you to clock in 12-hour shift and come back. It's no longer okay. You don't get to do that anymore. You have been doing the same thing for 30-something years, expecting different results. We have to let these Americans know that we matter. Exactly. That our lives matter. If we are going to be working like monkeys and baboons in your country and contributing to your economy, you don't get to go on air and say that West African interest is not on your table.
It's not a priority.
You don't get to do that when we are the most educated animals in your country. Call us whatever, monkeys, baboons, chimpanzee, but these chimpanzees are here working 12 hours, 16 hours, contributing to your economy. You owe us that much. You owe us that much. How dare we need the audacity? How dare you guys go on your air and say otherwise, that we do not count? Do we look like we don't count? Do we look like when you guys have gone to our country, stole our resources, weapons and gave to our enemies, and then you want to come and tell us that we don't count? That is the last time you guys will say that nonsense on air.
Absolutely. And that's why we are calling on our people, because the hired management team of Nigeria, the so-called government and politicians, cannot dictate to the body of shareholders. We are the shareholders of Nigeria, the company called Nigeria. We the people. We are the shareholders. We are the owners of the land. Sovereignty belongs to the people. So we are saying that the hired management
says that sovereignty belongs to the people. Exactly. And we're not even using that.
No, we're not waiting for them because they won't use it because they want to
stay.
So we're telling them now that they, the hired management, the politicians and the government cannot dictate to us anymore the terms and conditions of owning and running the company. We are here to do the right thing because we are tired of having the Westerners talk down on us. You people, the politicians who are mismanaging our resources, are making us look like fools to our counterparts outside. We're educated enough to manage our resources, our children and ourselves. So you cannot dictate to us. Your time is up. Please, Sister Augusta, continue to.
Yeah, let me continue. To the extent that our constitution is a forgery and a fraud, Nigeria itself has become a fraud and a criminal enterprise where corruption is official. This is a far bigger problem than officials being corrupt. You know, Sister Ekwe explained corruption being official and the officials being corrupt. That paper allows them to be corrupt. That's what we're saying. The book, Our Constitution, to which we should have been bringing corrupt officials, was drawn up by the beneficiaries of the grand corruption who authored all of the decrees made from 1966 to 1999, taking care to create avenues for further corruption and comprehensively protecting both past and potential beneficiaries of corruption. It is the case of the proprietors of a robbery gang, drawing up the rule book for community security. As long as the 1999 Constitution is in place, even with amendments, corruption remains hale and hearty, ensconced in the impregnable fortress of the Constitution beyond the reach of those who crow daily in indignation, while the beneficiaries, in and out of power, laugh in derision. Running a circus of probes and trials under the bogus banner of war on corruption, an elaborate asset stripping scam code named privatization typifies the gang's business. And this brings the article into play. how he bought over a whole lot of the parastatals as his own personal money. So now let's go to this one. At no point can the hired management team, meaning the government, dictate to the body of shareholders, meaning the sovereign peoples, what the content of the memo and articles or the constitution should be. If the hired management team fraudulently changes the memo or articles, thereby hijacking the enterprise, then the shareholders must find a way to reenact or restore their memo and article. If prevented, they can dissolve the company and retrieve their individual assets. In the same vein, if the government, and note that the government is a continuum, it means that the government continues, is a continuum, fraudulently changes the constitution and hijacks the country, as happened between the 1966 and 1999, then the peoples must find a way to reestablish their union by a sovereign meeting, or they dissolve the union by natural exits. The limited powers of amendment usually found in Constitution is always made subject to a referendum, giving the people as principals the final say on what changes their servants the government proposed. That is the whole argument raging about amendment and the question of referendum. So what happened to Nigeria in 1966 was that the management team, that is the government, they toppled the memo of articles, which is the constitution, establishing the company, which is called Nigeria. Their successors in title, the present government through the National Assembly, is now telling the owners of Nigeria, which is the people, to shut up and keep quiet. And guess what? We aren't shutting up anymore.
Not with this type of picture that I'm looking at. Not with this.
Captains, how do we regain our freedom? Not with these Boko Haram people here.
Not with this thing coming. We are not going to shut up.
Now, options of methods and modalities between amendments, National Conference and Sovereign Conference of Ethnic Nationalities. It is evident that the crux of the Nigerian tragedy today is that we, the people, neither discussed nor agreed, emphasis sake, neither discussed nor agreed on the being and terms of the current imposed Nigeria since after the 1966 demise of the originally agreed Nigeria. Now, listen very carefully. Amendment of the fraudulent instrument is not an option. Since the minimum requirement is for the federating unit to first discuss and agree as sovereignties before documenting their agreement in a federating constitution. Those in power, especially the legislature, who insist on amendment are provocatively proclaiming themselves as the new sovereign power and therefore daring the peoples to do their worst. Amendment is not an option. Each time we keep saying we are pulling down the constitution, some people at the back of their mind keep saying we are trying to amend the constitution. Mm-hmm. We are saying in this case, amendment would not work. We are not amending any constitution. We are pulling down that constitution.
We'll explain it to them again. We said, we the people have not met. We did not, what you call constitution now, we didn't make it.
We didn't make it.
Do you understand? It's so simple. What you have is a forged document. We had a guest that was here, retired London police woman. She told us, he said, if you have a forged passport, that what they do, they don't amend it. They throw it away. Because they forged documents. Mm-hmm. And that's what we're saying. The 1999 Constitution of Nigeria was forged. We, the people, did not make it. I don't know if it's clear. So how do you amend
something we didn't make?
We didn't make it. How will you amend it? And we are saying, you National Assembly people, you are employees. We employed you. How will you now start amending the documents of our company? Common sense. So since we did not discuss or make this 1999 Constitution, the first step in finding lasting peace is to throw it away completely. Not a letter is coming out of that piece of that paper. A word will not come out of it because we did not make it. We throw it away. Then the people from various federating blocks that came together initially, those autonomous regions that came together and formed Nigeria before, false Nigeria, as false as it was, but we had autonomous regions. So those people, we go back and make their constitution. That constitution they had before, they're the one that have something they want to look at. They're the one that have a paper. So they will go and make it or remodel it or do whatever they want to do with it. And then through regional referendums, they will democratically communicate their intention to federate or not to federate.
Not federate, exactly.
It's simple.
It's simple. To come back to the union, to recommit to the union, or not to recommit. Shikena. It's simple. So, let me just run through the very last part so that we can get people to call in. Okay. So, those who adroitly cling to the 1999 Constitution as an unquestionable source of governmental authority are actually aiding and abetting a high crime for which individual criminal responsibility may attach, especially in the hands of those they claim to represent in Abuja and various state houses across the Nigeria. If they did not know before, by this publication, their days of ignorance must come to an end, even by the admission of the authors of the 1999 Constitution in Section 14, Subsection 2A, sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom government, through this Constitution, derives all its powers and authority. The we, the people in the preamble refers this universal truism in the jurisprudence of contemporary constitutions. Now, let me go to, I'm also almost at the last part. Our position and our choice of reconstruction option, cum methodology. Going by what we have examined so far, Lower Niger Congress posits that only a sovereign conference of the ethnic nations of Nigeria, premised on the acknowledged sovereignty of each, offer a dim hope of forging any kind of union out of the ex-white Nigeria. We fear that even that dim hope has been banished by the emergence of a violent demand for Sharia in the 12 contiguous states of the Muslim North, where Sharia had been enacted and enforced for 12 years running. Since the rest of the country cannot be forced to embrace Sharia, nor can anyone compel the Sharia not to abandon Sharia, the way of life which Nigeria has affected, it is obvious that Nigeria is now headed towards the emergence of units of independent federations, which may in the future work out our new protocols of relationship with one another. This option is fully backed by the United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples of 2007, which puts a global seal on the right to self-determination. The only choice left to make is whether to allow the process evolve in peace or by violence. Referendum is a tested mechanism to head off violence. Now, for a transitional framework and to avoid anarchy in the unfolding drama of Nigeria's unraveling, LNC strongly recommends that we do exactly what apartheid South African government of Frederick de Klerk did in 1990, when the apartheid constitution of South Africa, imposed by a white minority, was rejected by the black majority in South Africa. That government suspended further elections under the apartheid constitution, initiated an all-inclusive sovereign conference, CODESA, which discussed and agreed on a fresh basis for South Africa, which then became the new constitution upon which the election of 1994, won by Mandela's ANC, was conducted. That government remained in office in a transitional capacity for that period. Nigeria has reached that same bus stop where a constitution imposed by a tiny minority is being violently rejected countrywide by the oppressed majority. LNC prescribes a similar transitional arrangement for Nigeria without delay. Any other approach is likely to end in catastrophe and unprecedented human misery. So now let me go to the final lesson. Finally, guided by the post-war events of 1970 and 1977 to 1974, relating to assets for forfeiture and seizure, LNC requests persons of Lower Niger, that's the former Eastern Nigeria and the then Midwest origin, who own immovable property outside the Lower Niger territory, to take an inventory of such assets with valuation in readiness for a registration of same in the Lower Niger Assets Protection and Guarantee Scheme designed to avoid or at the least minimize such losses, at least in value, which may arise from any changes in the policy. So here, further information we can check on the LNC website. This was dated 30th November 2012. It was signed by the president of LNC, Fred Agbe Esquire, and the Secretary General, Tony Nadi. So let's let people come in.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. So it's time for you guys to call in or come, Zoom in. You can call, you can WhatsApp, you can Zoom in. It's your option to come and give your 2 cents on this, because really we are at the point now that this is a point of no return. Like, we are not going back. We've been saying this on our platform on how this transition should take place. We have mentioned the constitutional force majeure, and then after that we do a referendum. For my referendum, you have the transitional government. And then from the traditional government, we get everybody then will vote for the government that they want for. So this is a 4-step process. And thank God that our brother started this journey over how many years ago? I don't even know. Can you imagine if nothing was done by now? And this thing are happening because Nigeria was sitting on a gunpowder. So when it goes up in a flame, just from the dust alone, people will be confused. People will be, it will be overwhelming. And God has someone that went 20 years ago. Group that went 20 years ago to start working on our people while they were sleeping. Even when Osman Danfodio or whoever his name is have told them that this is my grandfather's estate, I will never allow you to have your future and all these things, they weren't hiding it. Our people were busy. God knows what they were doing. If somebody blew something in the dust to stop their brain from working. So we are saying we are not going back. There is no retreat, no surrender here. Freedom we must get. So if you are some international enterprise eating off of the blood of our people, start looking for alternatives, because your day is coming to an end. We are no longer going to sit around when you're using our resources to pay your elderlies and our grandmothers are dying. I was just telling my husband this morning, it's so unfair. You know, I live in this neighborhood. Every day you come out, somebody is building something. I'm like, wow, you know, these are people that are working like you're working, but because they get money from either their mother dying or somebody, money coming from somewhere, they will use it to do a project. Our own is the reverse. You will pay for your grandmother when he dies. You pay for your mother when he dies. You pay for your father. When you pay for your cousin when he dies. When you pay for people that wants to have surgery done. Even after you pay for surgery, they will still die. You pay for your cousins to go to China, India for treatment. They will go there and take their private organs. They will come back and die. We keep paying and paying and paying. They have turned us into working mumus. We'll be working and working because the problem is overwhelming. The problem is overwhelming for one person. Before you know, people will be going, oh, we don't like each other. We don't believe in each other. Because people are freaking stressed out. How can you have the burden of a whole household on somebody's head? How could you? So we're saying we are at the point now where we are telling our international, what should I call them, countries, sucking the blood of our people and turning around and calling us 419ers and criminals. Look for other alternatives. Better yet, go and start planting. I don't know what you guys are going to do, but you don't get to steal our resources anymore. Give weapons to the Fulanis to come and kill us. It's enough. This is 2020. You're not a barbaric. This is 2020. Look for other alternatives. Americans have oil. They found this huge oil reserve here in Texas. Why are we still digging hand in the one in Biafra in Eastern region? You have your own, I have my own. You claiming that I'm a criminal. Can you take your stuff and stay in your own? And by the way, who gave them this audacity to be calling people, saying that the American interest overruns the life of other people? Why would American interest overrun our lives when we are not threat to America? Your interest should be overrunning the people that are challenging you and getting ready to fight you, like North Korea. We just want to be able to train our children in a peaceful environment and watch them grow up to give birth to their children. So when you guys are saying American interest tramples over the right, it should not trample over the right of people that are not threatening you. We are not threatening you. Instead, we are working and putting into your economies. We are not takers, we are givers. All we are saying is that give us a place where we can sit in a peaceful environment and take care of our problems. We don't want to be anybody's problem. We know how to problem solve. That's one thing our God has given us. It's in our DNA to problem solve. That's why we can come here with a suitcase. No matter the amount of punishment you unleash on us, we still survive.
because it's in us. And there's nothing you can do about it. That's what our forefathers left for us. And then we were put under a terrorist government. And people, some of them will say, as I was posting things on all their platform, they were like, oh, you all should defend yourself. Defend yourself when you knew these people were criminal. You tag with them, gave them weapon. Now you're telling us to defend ourselves as if we don't know what to do. We are saying enough is enough. So this is the time to call in now. We have our number listed. The call number is +7. People we are logging in earlier on, now they've run away. Our Zoom information is pinned down. The meeting ID number is 987-346-0692, 987-346-0692, and the password is 003282. You can also find this information under our topic. You can also find it where it was pinned on the platform if you're on the platform. We also have our phone number, +1 774-338-0942, +1 774-338-0942. And then we have our WhatsApp information as well. Our WhatsApp is +1 281-643-7283, +1 281-643-7283. Again, these numbers information, they've been posted on our platform so that you can see it at a later time. So this is the time to call in. I put my phone on do not disturb earlier, so it should be off now. Yeah, it should be off now. So so this is a good time to call. You know, sisters, do you have anything to add?
Yes, I would like to add the fact that the palliatives that were kept for the COVID-19, how we found a lot of people, the governors, you know, they packed those palliative in warehouses, and some of them probably would have expired by now. And I'm wondering what kind of evil, how much evil can one be? You understand? You know, we call the devil the devil. I'm sure devil would shrug when he sees it, would like, what? Are you guys that wicked? So the palliative that were kept for people had nothing to eat during the lockdown. People had no food, nothing, they could not feed their families, their children. And you guys heaped it up in a warehouse, several warehouses. And guess what? Some of these governors are now sending army to shoot people at sight for going to take food to eat. What a country, God.
Yeah, that's why we're saying that. You know, they're able to do that because Nigeria is a fraud. The constitution that governs Nigeria is a fraudulent one. Because of that, you're not able to manage resources. People are able to commit atrocities and get away with them. And this is common sense. If you have a company that is too big to manage, what do? You break them down and put different managers in each section for more efficiency, for better management. This is common sense. And we are also calling our people because we need alliance to go ahead. And this alliance has been formed, and we're showing our people this alliance has been formed. People should not try to break it. People should not use their negative comments and comments that do not, because at the beginning I talked about strategists and builders and destroyers. People that cannot work with a strategy. We have formed alliance, like we said. This is our own side here. This is the Lower Niger, the Yorubas, the Middle Belt. You can call it the non-Sharia territory. But this here is the Sharia territory. And they're coming from here down to capture us. And like I tried to say, we have been captured. How do we regain our freedom? And we have taken us through a process on how we can regain freedom. Some people are just, I don't know what they're afraid of. I don't know what they're scared of. I hear people, someone was saying, oh, if they divide, if Yoruba goes, they will continue to divide and divide further. I'm like, why are you people not thinking straight? And these are some of the people that call themselves that they're learned. which school did you go to? Okay, I think some of them got their degree at night.
Night
Like
school.
this. They say they're lawyers.
Make it
Yeah.
You're a lawyer, you couldn't read the constitution that Nigeria gave you, and you're a lawyer and you want to create Biafra inside Nigeria. Does that make sense? When you should be pulling out totally, you want to remain in Nigeria and have Biafra in Nigeria. I mean, oh my God, and you're a lawyer. Duh.
We are done with people that don't know their left from their right talking to us. We're here to get our freedom, to regain our freedom. And we must regain our freedom.
Yes.
The sad part about all of these processes is that dead people are talking. You know, in other parts of the world, when people are dead, they don't talk. They stay in their
they don't bury them.
Yeah, this one, once in our land, our dead people are talking. They don't know what they're already gone. They will wake up and start putting their mouth into, my dear, it's unbelievable. And they will be deceiving our people. They will go on radio and talk. So look at, like Sister Augusta said, the palliative that they heap. They have either they're waiting for this thing to expire during the election, they will break it down and rebag it and give it to you. So that you'll be eating and not thinking straight. But when it was good, they refused to give it to you. But after it has expired, then you will get it. And we're saying we cannot continue to eat out of their crumbs anymore. Their children are not eating crumbs. Their children live in the most expensive area in Houston area. Even close to our neighborhood here, they have $1 million houses that they locked up. And I promise you, loads of money are in those houses. So they're doing all these things, confusing our people. And then they think they have the audacity to come on air and say, nobody was killed. I have gone on to the hospital. The one was shot, he's doing okay. Really? Where are your children? How come they didn't get shot? Talk less of them doing okay. Again, you guys have lost the right to address us. Anybody that have ever been in any government position, whether it's governor, commissioner, ministry, you have lost the right, or Senate, you have lost the right to advise us anymore. We can no longer allow you to intervene in what you're doing for a place of ignorance. You don't know what you're saying. You do not know what you're saying. Remove yourself. If you are smart enough, take whatever you have stolen, your 72% of our money's worth you guys are spending, take it now and begin to run. Because like my sister said, when this tsunami that you're waiting for bursts, you know what tsunami does? You disappear. It goes boom. When it comes back out, everything is gone. That's what will happen to you guys. We cannot continue this way. And then we're calling on the armies and the policemen and all whoever you are. You are also a victim of these people's wrath. You can continue to fight for them. Their children is in London studying law. They are in America studying medicine, and you are there carrying gun, going boo, 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 on somebody else's children. You cannot continue to be that stupid. It's enough. If you fight now, you're fighting for the future of your children. That training center that they call police station center or army center that look like an animal center where they're training you so that when you finish, you will come out and start acting like an animal. Tell them it's no longer okay. It's no longer okay. Stop using money and gun and time and following the criminals. Stop following the criminals, calling themselves government and protecting them. Stop becoming a hoodlum for them. Stop becoming a miscreant for them. You have enough data. You have enough information. You guys been watching BBBBB or whatever you call it for years. You have enough data now to go and educate yourself. Do not get it from all these fake TVs. And as you're looking, you're researching to see who is telling you the truth. Because what's happening is that people will go on air. This is how you know, by the way, this is how you know when they speak. When they go on air, as soon as they finish, this is how you would be able to decipher the truth. They will say, this is not, we are disclaiming this, you know, it does not belong to us. So the network did not ask, this is their opinion. No. That's how you know it's the truth.
We did not say it. We did not ask them to say it.
We did not say it. But if they finish and say, oh, thank you so much for joining us, we'll see you next week, our audience, good. Then that's how you know it's a lie. But once they start saying disclaimer, my dear, take that truth and run. Yes. Call out your name and where you're calling from, Zoom.
You have to unmute yourself. Hello.
Camera on.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you turn your camera on or?
What if I remain off camera?
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, good day. You can hear me, right?
Yes.
You guys are doing a wonderful work. I'm actually calling from Abuja, Nigeria, and we've been listening to you. It's been an awesome time, listening to you. I try to tell some people around me that they should also listen. I try to give them the name of the group to follow.
Yes.
Yes, I told them that you're the daughters of truth and that you are actually speaking for the moment, because as it is, everybody is in despair. Every Nigerian is actually tired. People are tired. They don't even know what else. Some people are asking, is the protest going to continue? Some people are saying they don't know, because they don't even know what next. The protest kind of, it's stirred up hope, amongst the populace, like, oh, so people can still speak. But immediately they were shut down. They were not just shut down, they were shot, a lot of them were shot dead. And a lot of things happened. And that is so inhuman. And to also listen, to know that the whites would say it's quite barbaric what happened in Nigeria, but it's not our fault. And we can't help it because Black Africa does not matter. It calls for concern that, like you were speaking, you were quite, it was quite heartbreaking. We saw you break down that how can people be this callous? How can people be this wicked? And I can imagine how much pain you feel. You are in your comfort zone. You might as well decide to stay in your comfort zone, that you have decided to stick out your head, stick out your neck for the future of our children. Because what makes it very, frightening is the future of our children. Yes. And that people are not thinking about it. And that our people are still looking at house, car, things, just material things, actually equating it to people's destiny, which is heart-wrenching. It's not just heartbreaking. It's like somebody digging his hand to, when you reason it, it's like somebody trying to pluck out your heart from your body while you're still breathing. To think that we have been reduced to reason like that. And they laugh at us. They laugh at us because they dress anyhow. You see them wear their t-shirts and jeans and they feel very comfortable in their skin and move around. But our people, until they go and buy their clothes, buy their deeds, try to look like them, they don't feel okay. We actually applaud you for what you're doing, and I take it upon me because at this point in time, this is the time. This is actually the time. This is the time after you said that 21 years have put into this work. I have been put into this work, and what is happening in the country is happening now. And you said that all we need is a referendum and a constitutional first measure. Yes. And we would want to know which one comes first, the constitutional first measure or the referendum, so that,
Okay, can I answer? Go ahead.
Yeah, so that people will know which one, because when you're telling them, they're asking questions, and I'm not too straightforward about which one comes first.
Okay, let me explain I'll explain it so that we'll understand why it has to be this one first. So, constitutional first measure is the first one. Constitutional first measure will come first. What it means is, Constitution is a social contract. So you're bringing down this false one, this forged one, because there's nothing else you can do except you remove this forged one. You understand? That's when you do the next thing. So when you have now removed this forged one, because the end of that constitution is the end of the union, the false union. So because now there's an end of that constitution, because governance is taken from the constitution, so there will not be need for a transitional or interim government, like they did in South Africa, 1990, what you call CODESA. So that interim government will now midwife the nations, will now supervise the referendum, monitor all these things until we transit from being this end of this constitution to new nations. Do you understand? So it's simple step like that. And that's what other nations have done. South Africa, Namibia, they did it. And today they are very viable. So we can do it. And there are structures on ground already to help us do all this. Thank you.
Guys, please, when you come in, just mute your device so that you're not disturbing the show. That would be nice. And when it's your turn, we'll let you speak, okay? So mute yourself. No shaking. Mute yourself so you're not disrupting. So, caller, are you done?
Okay. Okay, I was going to say, okay, who votes for this constitutional force measure to happen? Will the people vote before it happens?
No. The people do not need to vote because already the federating blocks have done their solemn assemblies. The Lower Niger, like I was showing us this map, there's another map that I can show that has broken up into original federating blocks that we had before they forged this Nigeria that they forged. So those ones will now they have done their solemn assemblies. 2015, Lower Niger did their own at Port Harcourt. 2017, the Yorubas did their own at Ibadan. 2018, the Middle Belt did theirs at Makurdi. It has already been done. They have agreed that they're going to proceed this way. So it's just the federal government and the politicians blocking them from proceeding. Everything is in place. It's for us to remove the obstacle called politicians and government. This present fraudulent government, this federating criminal government, we need to remove them from the way so that we'll go to the next step. And that's all that is needed. The people are set.
How do we remove them from the way?
By doing this constitutional force majeure. And what we're doing now is sensitizing, making our people understand that the work is already done. Just to say, okay, when is the date for constitutional force majeure? We are ready. That's all we need from the people. Just to say, okay, we are ready for constitutional force majeure. Give us the dates. Let's do it. Ideally, this Buhari of a guy ought to bow down now and say, okay, I turn in the towel. Please, transitional government, move on. But he's still standing on the way, waiting for tsunami to push him out.
And tsunami is coming, Mr. Buhari.
And tsunami is coming because our
children are coming. Buhari. Tsunami is
waiting for him. We are not waiting. So what we are doing is just sensitizing to make our people like you now, because some of our people don't understand all these things that have been done. It's actually because of this work that the Northerners went fast and introduced Sharia law 20 years ago. They saw this work. They saw what was coming. They moved ahead because they were part of it initially. They were part of what you call Pronaco, which took place 2005. Buhari himself
was one of the Pronaco guys, yeah.
Yes, he was in that meeting. So they knew what was coming. The Nigerian people said they were tired of the way things were done. They wanted to do things differently. So they started planning this thing and they moved fast. I went to do their Sharia. But we are telling them that movement, it's like when people say, when you use trick to kill yourself, you think you're smart. People are here, indigenous people are here. 164 delegates were in that meeting, planning a way forward. Then they moved, the Fulanis moved. I went to introduce Sharia in 12 corners. We say, okay, by that movement, you have actually seceded from Nigeria. That's what you have done. You have added, you are now adding what we're doing. You have moved fast to yourself, to kill yourself even more. And we are proceeding with what we're doing. Thank you. I don't know if the questions.
Yes, thank you. It becomes much more clearer, and I believe that a lot of people hearing this will be clarified on this issue. And we are now waiting for the day that the constitutional force majeure will be announced, and then when it's announced, then everybody will cash into it.
Yes.
We'll keep doing what we can, trying to sensitize people so that they will really understand what it is. Because as it is, many people, when you tell them about LNC, when you tell them about NNM or MNN, they don't really understand it. And they're asking, where are those people? What are you talking about? Have they been there? What is happening? And to think that this thing has been 21 years. But like Eku said the other day, she said, when God wants to do his thing, he doesn't wait for multitude. He actually gets the few that are interested, that he knows we deliver. And I strongly believe that you guys are delivering, and God will raise more people that will deliver. Those people that were shot at Lekki Gates, everybody saw it. And then people will come together and it will surely happen. Don't lose hope. Just keep hoping onto God. But I would also advise, as much as possible, like one of the moderators, started talking about Pope and, and stuff like that. As much as we know that these people, I don't know how you would take it anyway, as much as we know that these people don't do what they're expected to do, but we also know the agenda. Let's forget about religion now. We also know the agenda of the West. And we should also understand that these people represent the West. And we don't need to fight many people at a time. So for me, the way to win a war is just leave them. Calling them will not change what is happening. Calling them will not make them to come and start helping you. No. So you know what they are doing, yes. But wisdom demands that leave them in their space. Do what you have to do. And as you do what you have to do, God will hear you out and God will help you. That is my own advice. So that it won't be that you're gathering many enemies, because as human beings, we need to form this constitutional force measure. So whatever you can do to get as many people, I think it's to be. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. You have other people with
Let me remind the caller to please share the program, go to our YouTube and subscribe. Please, please, please. We have all this is discussed in details. Thank you
so much. Galaxy A10, your name and where you're calling from. Can you guys mute your phone when you first call in so that it's not vibrating back, please? That would be nice. We don't want to talk to anyone in a way that they will not like. Galaxy A10, please, your name and where you're calling from.
Good evening, calling from Germany. My name is Nyerere. I'm so much happy with what you people are doing. I've not witnessed this thing before. First time I just scrolled on my Facebook and I saw you people talking a lot of things about Nigeria. It's very sad what is going on there. But I don't know why they should stop what they have already. Can I say they've made it already? Because I think Nigeria have never gotten up before, regardless of trying things like this. I started seeing that it's only the diasporas are worried about this. Nigerians are worried, but their worrying is, let us remain in that way and nobody want to war. Nobody's wishing war. There are many ways to fight things. But I don't understand why they are relenting now that they have almost gone to the point. See, this thing going on now is just like during Nigerian football time. They will be winning Nigeria and maybe 5 minutes to go. And now Okocha pick up a ball. Everybody was hoping on Okocha and he played penalty and the thing hit on the post and go back. Everybody say, oh, they lose hope. This is what they wanted to start now. This is Nigerian system. Now, if they are killing people, could they kill how many millions of Nigerians? Thousands of police and military? I was telling people in Nigeria, I said, my life here, I'm not alive in Germany. Why that place is getting fire? Okay, they mentioned of all these radicals going to loot things in the shops, burning places. Fine, they should expect that. It happens to even in the Western world. That should not make them to go back again. They should form a group to look after those people, and they continue saying their opinion. The beginning, the whole thing was nice. The whole thing was good. The whole world is watching. The whole Africa is watching. The Africans are happy. Only Africans, they were happy what is going on. Maybe it will affect other countries. Some people are happy what is going on in Nigeria that maybe they will copy.
Right. Thank you so much for that input. You know, I feel like our youths are regrouping, because when you come out with just the problem of ending SARS, when your problem is foundational, when your problem is more than SARS. So I know, because this is all about them. More, if not, they will be 60 years and answering youth. You will be 60 years, your whole life, you will never see anything good in your life. Because 60 years, you're almost there. You're almost dead. Give it 10 more years. You're either in a nursing home, you are struck by stroke. You're probably pregnant if you're a man and you cannot deliver. So, and then on top of that, you're answering youth because you have never seen it. They're still waiting. They're 60 years and above, still waiting for life to happen for them. So what can they do? They keep answering youth. So our youths are going to regroup themselves so that they can come out with a structured plan that will target their fundamental problems.
Yes.
So,
let me help real quick. For those that are listening to us, this is an opportunity to go and Twitter. If you have Twitter account, write hashtag end 1999 Constitution now, because that is the basis of our problem. If you understand where the problem is, you will know how to solve it. So it is that piece of useless paper that is holding all of us together. All of us in bondage, all of us in that contraction.
Yes.
It is that piece of paper. So go on Twitter, type hashtag end 1999 Constitution now. And that invariably ends Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you, our brother. We really have sisters calling us today for the first time, and they show you their faces. Yes.
Our beautiful sisters like that.
Come on, sisters, let's do this. Let's do this for our children. Let's take our ancestral home back from Unde.
Yes.
Brother, we thank you so much for joining us from Germany. All
You're
right.
welcome.
Sister, your name and where you're calling
from. Here we come, my sisters. God bless you.
Thank you.
God bless
your
you.
Name and where you're calling from?
Okay, my name is Ndukego. I'm calling from Florida. So let's keep it that way. Okay. So today's topic is really the kind of topic that kind of got me out of my closet. Let's put it that way. So
we can see that.
It got me out of my closet.
Yes. Uh-oh, she froze. Yikes. All right, Sister Chigo, go ahead while we are waiting for her to reconnect.
All right. Hi, nice to meet you all. I was just lying down myself. I'm calling from Spain, actually. And I got a message on my phone. A friend of mine said, Chigo, and I jumped up. I said, let's see what they're talking about. So I started listening and, oh my God, something woke up in me. So it's my first time of actually listening to you guys, my first time of hearing you guys. And it's been a pleasure. And I've been educated a little bit, just the part I was able to, because I didn't log it from the very beginning, but I was able to get what Augusta was talking about about the constitutional problem we have. Am I still on?
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay. So the thing is, I live in Spain and I'm not so close to any Dubai, but just within me, I had my own fire, the flame, it started, and I thought to myself, you're a natural activist. From the beginning. How can I keep quiet and I have such a loud voice, Why would I keep quiet and have people look up to me and not say what is the truth, what the problem is? And it's time we just stop playing it by let's just be politically correct. We need to speak out and say what the problem is. And I'm a doctor. The thing is, it's not just Ndibu that feel that this whole contraption is rubbish. I have a lot of colleagues because when this protest started in Nigeria, we started trying to see how we could raise money, send to whoever, support whoever, or send whoever, and then everybody is exercising their own talking. My Yoruba friends, I schooled in the West, in Ife, so I have a lot of Yoruba colleagues that they're in the States, and they're all saying the same thing. We just need to get to the Constitution, get this thing. We have to find a way. And the thing is, because the people who are in power to decide if we're having a referendum or not are the ones benefiting. They're the few that are benefiting from the Constitution. It's so difficult to get them to even say, let's vote against ourselves. So they're all sitting on it. So that's why this movement is just, So to actually connect with you, isn't it, if you're hearing me, I don't know if you're still there, my friend that brought me in, if you're hearing me, she's also fire. You know, we need to.
Do you know we have been praying for our sisters to rise up?
Awesome.
We have used the women, the about women of 1929. You say, where are our sisters that do not pull up? Do you know that we make the families the driving force of everything around us? We drive things at work, we drive things at home, we drive things in our community. Why is it that when it comes to our people, we start doing things backwards? We start being fake. Enough of the fakeness. We are done with it.
We need to. We've been calling spade, but the thing is this amalgamation now? People joining together, bringing the forces. Because I believe everybody, people who have become sensitized in their own, there are lots of people in their bedrooms that are having the same fire that you're having. But to just be able to connect to the right person. I mean, these past 2 weeks, I have been hounded in my inbox and outbox, because I just said I wouldn't keep quiet. My Facebook page is alive. I said, whoever knows me, because I know that I'm a meeting point to so many people from all over. I just have to keep putting out what the truth is. And we need to have it out there and just speak. Everybody, but for me, what is positive more, adding to it now is I'm getting to meet a lot of people who are like-minded, who have been quiet. You know, they get to the inbox and then they call you, or you're talking and discussing, and you're seeing that everybody, it doesn't matter where they're from, even Hausas, because I speak Hausa, I speak Yoruba. They all connect. There are some Hausa.
And that's why we want to structure our grievances. So that because a lot of people want to be involved in what is going on, but they don't know. So that we go in there talking to their congressmen about ending SARS and see if SARS is a problem. So the purpose of this platform, we've been talking all along to educate our people to understand what the fundamental problems are, for us to understand how to conquer it, so that we can speak in unison when we go out there in the media. Whether you're on your Facebook, you're speaking the same language, whether in your Twitter, even at work, wherever you are, you're speaking the same language, so that we can extricate ourselves from this hellfire, hell. That hell you thought is somewhere you will go when you die. We, our brothers and sisters, are living in it. And we said enough. Enough of that.
Enough is enough, because even my mom way back in Nigeria, she's also championing in her own way. So everybody people are becoming aware. We just need to find, I don't know what I'm thinking about. What I keep asking is, how do we translate where our voice becomes louder than these people who actually hold the power to decide that this is the time?
Yeah, we'll answer that. You know, like, I know you have not started with us, and we'll tell people we have a lot of YouTube videos where we have actually taught the process, because it's about strategy and process. We are not anarchists. People have been making noise about what is going on, but most of the time they just want anarchy. They want war to break out. And we say we don't want to be like Congo. We don't want to be like Somalia. There's no need in 2020. With the level of professionals you have in that geographical space called Nigeria, there's no need where we cannot manage our differences and be able to structure what we want to do. And thank enough, a group called Lower Niger Congress form alliance with MNN, that's Movement for New or No Nigeria, depending on the agreement. Then also there's another one called Nigeria Indigenous Nationalities Alliance for Self-Determination. Because like you said, everybody wants self-determination. 20 years ago, that's when they began. And they had a PRONACO, a meeting where all the ethnic nationalities, 164, came for that meeting, and they agreed that this is what they will do. Like you say, you're a doctor. I don't know if he's a medical doctor. You find out that as a medical doctor, for instance, when you have a disease, what you do is proper diagnosis. Because if you don't make proper diagnosis, your treatment plan will be wrong. And the treatment will be wrong, and the patient will die. So thank God these people make proper diagnosis to say that the issue is the forced amalgamation, where people lost the autonomy. The regions that make up Nigeria lost the autonomy. They were vibrant before by themselves. So they say, if we want to solve this problem, we must go back to our identity, who we used to be. Come from that point of who we used to be, then I can say, I'm an Igbo woman, I can relate with Yoruba man, Yoruba woman, or whatever. But it will be my choice. I will decide it. I won't be forced to do that. So that's why, I don't know if you have ever seen this map.
No, I just saw it today when you put it up. The other one, I saw the other couple.
It's the original people that came to become Nigeria.
Yeah.
But there's outer force. The outer forces trying to conquer these whole people. They have conquered these people that used to be secular. Here had secular constitution. But
Yeah,
they conquered these people, now introduce Sharia law. And they're telling us every day that they're coming to conquer the rest of us. And
they are down. They are way down to Benue already.
So
yeah?
they're in Benue already. We can see what is going on. So we're trying to explain to our people what they're seeing. They're seeing it, but they're not understanding it. So they're here conquering these people. And when they finish, they will enter
They're coming down.
Here. Exactly. So because of that, the people championing this campaign felt that it's better for these three people to form an alliance. If we form an alliance, we'll be able to conquer this one. So that alliance has been formed, and that's where I brought this map that we showed, showing the alliance. And you can see that the lines are still here. It's not like mixing people together. You are fusing them to form alliance. You maintain your identity, then you work with these people from your comfort zone, from who you are. You work with the neighbor, bilateral relationship. So as that alliance has been formed, the first thing that we need to do now, because there's also this one that we showed our people, this is 16th step of what needed to be done. And it started 20 years ago, and they have done 14. 14 of these have been done. It's remaining 2 to go. We needed international imperative. Is already inside the equation. America is on this full time. They are ready, they are passing their bills, all the things that they need to come in to help, especially Nigerian Christians that have been murdered. So that's why you see at the beginning of this show, we said, it's not just end SARS, it's end the Christians that have been massacred every day in Southern Kaduna, the Christians that have been massacred every day in Plateau, in Middle Belt. There's threats, we see obvious threats. So based on that, we say, okay, constitutional force majeure, which is bringing down the constitution, because those external aggressors, there's a document that is giving them power to do what they're doing. And that's 99 Constitution. In that 99 Constitution, they took over power. That's what Buhari is doing, what he's doing. In that Constitution, we are not able to get our own leaders. They impose the leaders. Our election means nothing with that Constitution. Everything that we are suffering is in that Constitution. So we say, okay, we are bringing down this Constitution. But where we are now is kind of sensitizing people like you. Because if we went ahead and did constitutional force majeure, which is ready to be done, our people will not understand. There'll be confusion. And we are not anarchists. We don't want them to be confused. And we don't want some miscreants, because there are some miscreants that are proposing something about freedom. We can see what they're doing, burning buildings and destroying things. We don't want this thing to fall into their hands. Because if you're giving birth to a child, like you say, you're a medical doctor, at the point of delivery, if somebody is not there to receive the baby will fall on the floor and die. So these nations are ready to be better. We want our people, the indigenous people, to be ready to receive the baby and nurture the babies. Now you have heard. Please tell others. We are ready to bring these children out. These babies are ready to come. They're in the birth canal. But we want them to be received and nurtured so that we go to where we need to go to. Up, sisters, we are ready to do this.
Thank you, Chigo. Thank you so much.
Thank you for calling.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please subscribe, Daughters of Truth. Subscribe. You'll get more information, as you go through all the videos. It would help you in, talking to others as well.
And then we're looking for warriors. We're looking for champion of this cause for you to understand, because our brother Tony went along to get people to understand this thing. They did not until we women came out. So we're looking for warriors, for champions to go and share this information, however way you can disseminate the information amongst our people. Because like our sister said, once everybody understands that we need to end this constitution and stop saying just end this, we will be done. It can be, a date can be set and freedom will start ringing in my ancestral home.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Chigo. All right.
All right. It's a pleasure. Thank you.
Yeah, my sisters, I'm back. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. So I'm sorry, my connection got disconnected. So I thank you guys for your wonderful sacrifice, because that's what it is. every Saturday, but I know it's not just as on Saturdays, during the week, because I have been there with you guys. During the weekdays, you guys are, working on it, planning and strategizing and all that. So I thank you guys so very much from the bottom of my heart. So let me use this opportunity to address those that are in the process of hijacking the organic peaceful protest to their favor, because this is something that we will not allow to happen, okay? Especially the likes of Fani Femi Kayode, that guy that needs to just go and take care of.
You can't even maintain a wife and children.
I mean, not even a wife. Okay, this is not just a wife. This is like the 6 to 1 I heard. Okay, so he is just you see, likes the best of the same feathers. They flock together, right? The likes of Fani Femi Kayode, the likes of Nnamdi Kanu, and a whole lot of them out there. But these two are, stood out, in my mind. So they need to just like back off and even shut up, because they have made so much noise over the years and no result. So this time around is an organic, peaceful protest that, that God, I believe it was God's time. And everything that is God's time will always, manifest accordingly, okay? So let me also address Nigerian politicians. Nigerian politicians, is a shame that you guys are just like allowing yourself to be used by a fraudulent constitution. And I'm sure they know exactly that constitution is fraudulent, but they decided because it's in their favor, they are gaining. But what does it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul? The word of God says that. And if each and every one of them, majority of them, both in Igbo land, they will claim that they are Christians, okay? And they will even become pastors. Look at what was that his name that Sister Augusta hated so much? What was his name again?
Alaye, he should come and for me.
Yeah, that's stupid. I don't want to. Okay, I'm so sorry. Let me, clean my words. So that guy, okay, Dino Minaye or Milaye, whatever his name is, okay.
Just call them one thing: the criminals in power.
Criminals in charge, whatever they are. Okay, so they need to just, back off. Shame to them. Even our Igbo politicians, shame on them. If the anger should be channeling on them, you are talking about answers now. What is the origin of that SARS? Where did they all come from? Who empowered them? Who empowered the police? Who empowered the politicians? Who empowered the SARS? The Constitution, for God's sake. The Constitution. Look at America. Everybody wants to come to America. Do you know what makes America great?
The Constitution.
The Constitution is a glue. It's a strong glue that even their own politicians are trying to break. But it's like very difficult for them. It's because it rooted so deep that they can't break it. So why? My question now is, why can my African brothers and sisters all over African continent, why can they not just emulate good things, not bad things?
Copy and paste. They're cheating all their lives. Now it's time to use this one for good something, to cheat the right way. Copy and paste technology over there. They will not do it anymore. They don't know how to.
They don't want you emulate the right thing. Okay, assuming that Westerners, it was planned to keep Africa down. But are you bought into it to stay down? It doesn't make sense. It really does not make sense. So at this point in time, calling on Westerners, trust me, this is agenda. It has been planned for many years, even before Britain hijacked Nigeria or hijacked that side of the world. It has been planned. So calling on them is like, you asking your enemy to come down.
Fulani terrorists to come and save you with their gun.
Exactly. So it's planned. So this is global agenda. And the way African has been held down, that's how these globalists, and to be honest with you, few of them among the so-called Pope, unfortunately, among the likes of Adeboye, okay, and a whole lot of them out there, they have used them. They are using them, okay, to hold our people down in the name of religion, and that is so sad. They will answer they will answer God, because that's so wrong. You will use the name of God to deceive people, to hold them captive, so they won't think, they won't ask questions. Why? Telling them that God says, obey your leaders. Oh yes, we get that. But obey your leaders when they are cheating you, when they are not building roads for you, when they are not providing, basic infrastructure for you. Are you serious? And you stay there praying. Praying for what? What are you praying about? Praying about God to come down and do what? Build the road for you? Oh, come on. And these people are flying their jets all over the place. And you don't ask questions. You don't ask like, oh, but, why are you not, taking the same road that we are taking? Why are you not attending the same hospital that you attended? Why are your children not in the same school that our children are? Why are they not asking questions? But, that's, okay, that's by the way. So now let me address the so-called fraudulent 1999 Constitution. Again, going back on a nutshell.
Sister, make it snappy. We have 2 other people waiting, please.
Right, that 1999 Constitution is what is the problem. So we need to bring it down. It has to come down. It has to come down. So my advice to our youth back home, and I pray that God will, console those that had lost their families. Those that lost their lives, God will console their families. But the remaining ones, channel your energy.
Their deaths will not be in vain. Freedom we must get for them.
Right. So the ones that are left, channel your energy to the right thing, which is found and 1999 Constitution now. Because that's the document that empowered SARS, empower police, empower politicians. So it needs to come down, okay? And of course, the globalists, like I said, we could be mad at the Westerners, America, that are American politicians that work for together with the globalists. We could get upset with them as much as we want to. It's not going to change their mind. We have to fight for our freedom. We have to fight for ourselves.
We've already gotten the taste. Once you start fighting, they will come in. They're waiting for you to react. Look at all the activities that are on it. If you have been sitting there playing Ekele Maria, now about your game, BB, Nigeria, and doing all this, nobody will come. Right. But you see, because you made that move, the word is now speaking. And that's why we're saying we must regroup and structure this demonstration to an effective outcome for us.
Exactly. Pound 1999 Constitution. That will be the new new hashtag. Okay.
And 1999 Constitution. Please.
Now.
Let's do it. Over and over. Retreat.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, ladies. Okay, I will be at the background. I'm still watching. Okay?
Good to see you, sister.
Thank you so much. Raymond, please, where get there? I hope I said it right. Raymond, where get it? Go ahead, please make it snappy only because we have one more person and we're almost into 3 hours. Father, unmute yourself.
Okay, I greet all of you. Good morning, my dear, or good afternoon, my dear sisters from here. I just came in and I'm at work. So just to add my voice to what our sister just said, we want the 1999 Constitution to be pulled down because that's the root of our problems. And like the interview Tony Nnadi had yesterday, I've been posting it. Wherever I see people post something, I'll just paste it there, whether they want to see it or not. I've been circulating that So I thank you for what you are doing, and I believe we get there. Just one few words about religion. It is quite horrible what we are seeing in our land. Everything needs reformation. Yeah, but still, I still plead the mistake we have seen others made or still make. We don't fall really into it. So religion is something that we have to be careful when we address it. Yeah, we condemn the abracadabra people do in the name of religion. We condemn all those things, but still, the issue of religion is a delicate area because at times you might not know everything about one's religion, and if you
one of the problems that is holding us down, though, so we can't, when we come on this platform, we say we're going to be honest about everything, and we cannot continue to negate some of the things and say they are not. Remember, if these pastors and fathers or whatever they call themselves, men of God, if they have used the mandate God has given them, because Christ died for us so that we can receive freedom, right? These pastors use their own to hold us in hostage. Instead of telling us that we need good governance, they will tell us to go and do fasting and prayers. Instead of telling us that we need school, they will tell us to go and do fasting. Even they will say it was your mom that tied you down. People are beating up their parents in the middle of the road. I have a cousin that never came to any of her parents' burial because some church told her mother is the one. She's the first daughter. Her mother is the one holding her down from getting married. So the problem is when we are going to solve this problem, we're going to solve all of them because our nation will be free of BS. Our nation will be free of BS.
I understand you, but what I'm only saying is that as we correct the misnomalies in religion, we also be careful not to.
Father, we are careful. We are careful. We're not babies. It's okay. We are careful.
Yeah, very careful.
We are careful. We are adults. We are here. It's okay. We understand.
I'm even more annoyed. So, but still.
We understand. Father, you see, you are annoyed that you can't express it because you're Reverend Father. It's okay. We are not Reverend Fathers. We are not. We are not Reverend Fathers. We are not sisters. So we say the way we feel.
I know you are
not. We are careful. We can give you our word. We are careful.
Good,
okay?
good.
Is that okay?
So at least Bishop Godfrey, what do you call Bishop Godfrey, the Bishop of Nsukka. If you have been listening to him, you know that he's really out.
I've heard him and he's okay. We
want more. He also leads in the protest. So
it's okay. We want more of you to be like him. That's what we're talking about.
Let's not get this thing twisted, though. Let's not get it twisted. Again, my name is Munachim Saga. I answer God's name every day. Anytime my name is pronounced, God is being given glory. Munachim Saga. So nobody should tell us we're talking about the fake religion that has kept our people in captivity. That's what we're talking about. The fake religion that doesn't allow them to express their needs to God. The first religion that doesn't allow them to hear from God. Because when you are really praying to God, him and I got one father the other day, I hear him, he will talk to me, I will go to the elevator and I see a random person. Tell me the same thing I was hearing. Father, let's not even go there. The problem of the matter is that we need these religious katakatas to leave our people alone so they can begin to reason with their brain for us to get our freedom. We know about God and God knows about us. Yes, Father, thank you so much for joining us. We love you so much. Chuck Humphrey, please go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Thank you. Go ahead.
Yeah, good afternoon, sisters. I just I've been following you, watching you, but I picked this opportunity to join you today, and I'm grateful for the work you people have been doing. The question of our country today is a very painful one, and I've been trying my best, trying to explain to the people, it's good that we touch on the Constitution, right? But, changing just the Constitution wouldn't do anything.
No, we are not changing
that is it.
But I choose, I don't want you to go too far. We are not changing it. We are not changing. It's like when you use paper, tissue paper, you clean your bum. Do you change it? Do you wash it? for tomorrow.
No, you throw it away.
Picture. I know it may be some kind of gory. Why you ready
Yeah.
to now? You go to poo-poo. You now clean your bum. Are you going to preserve that tissue paper for tomorrow?
So no, throw it away. No, we have to throw it away.
Exactly. That's what we are doing. Throwing away that constitution.
There's
So
something
we're not
that is-
amending it.
Our brother
Yeah, that is
something. Hold on. You do not understand that the constitution is the nation. So you don't understand that. Do you understand?
No, I do.
If you understand it, you will know that that's the core of the problem. You say it won't change anything. You're already on the another side. So what will change something? Killing your brothers and sisters?
No, I'm coming. If you have to give me this thing, you know, because I have something to say about that. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. I'm back. Yeah, so you know, I've been shouting from beginning. You know, the thing is, we the people, we have given our leaders, so-called leaders, let me put it that way, so much respect, because I believe we are Africans, and that is why those respect is there. You know, whatever the elders do, we see it as the right thing. You know, thank God the youth have woke up today to demand their rights. I've been saying this, I've been talking to my people. You know, I do talk to Ijele from time to time, you know, telling him the only way, even if Nigeria is hard for us to take, let us go back to our roots. Let us hold our people. You know, I get no monna. No na politics in the Libun. When can see where around to see a worker or whatever I got to do until he went to the hair in your eye. You know, if we do it in blocks, start holding them accountable. The palliatives, look at this now. The palliatives they give to people, all these governors, they store it away.
Do you know why they stored it away and there's nothing you can do about it? It's the same constitution.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, let's go back to the
impunity. Impunity.
We are talking about foundational problems.
Hello.
You're touching the
Hello.
one. We are saying that we need to clean out. Break down the foundation, remove the cement, remove these blocks, remove everything and start all over. And the only thing that makes a country, that's why if you remember, if you have been following us like you said you have,
yeah, sure.
Because they know in order for them to rule anybody, we the people must give them the mandate. And we're saying we did not give them the mandate. We're taking the owners, the stakeholders, which is you, me, and them. And everybody else. We are here to take back our country back from them, and it start by us taking this fake thing that you're reading us with. It doesn't exist anymore. It's null and void. So like I have been like a market mandate, and that's why you have some of your sisters, and we appreciate everybody at their level. We appreciate those in marketing. We appreciate those in lawyering, in medicine. This is the time now for you guys to start listening to the experts, so that a bulldozer will not come and start telling us about constitutional force majeure when you don't know about jurisprudence. So that we don't get confused. This is not about our meeting anymore. This is not there to go and build a cupboard for a classroom that doesn't have a roof. We have passed that stage. We are at the stage now. What we want you guys to do, our brothers and sisters, is begin to say, we don't really understand this. Let's listen to these people that have been studying it to understand where we are going. We are past monkey coming from a jungle and start a radio show and talk show and Facebook show. We are serious about educating our people. Because even those of us in diaspora, we have been here for millions of years. Now, do a seminar and all everywhere. If you go on Facebook, go and look at your brothers and sisters. They're either living in their house, taking a picture like this, or standing in their car, taking a picture like this. See me, see me, see me, see me. When our brothers and sisters are dying at home. And we're saying enough of that nonsense. It's time for us to educate ourselves, and let's stop speaking from both sides of our mouth. Use your resources, go on YouTube and start learning. First, learn how you were captured. You know, like my sister said, the day you were given your so-called independence, and the Britain one was going up, and the Nigerian one was going up, was the day you signed your official captivity record. So let's stop.
That's what I've been telling people. I've been trying to educate people on this, because whoever educates you has a purpose for that. right? But when you self-educate,
make sure you know what you're educating people on. So you're not educating them from a place of ignorance. We have said that.
No. It's not that way you're seeing it, you know,
some of
because
the things you're saying
it's
now
even
is a little twisting. And I think you too near a frequency. Most of the radio. Radio, man. Wait. We're saying so many things, but you too need to enter fast. So some of the things you are saying need a little tuning to enter the proper frequency.
Can I say something?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Humphrey,
sure.
We see you. Okay, let's give other people. Yes, Ebenezer.
Can I say something?
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, I'm a pastor. I'm an Igbo man, but I'm in Lagos. Okay, I am a pastor by the special grace of God, and I'm living in Lagos, Nigeria for now. But my by the grace of God, my family lives abroad. So, but I want to say this: we need to go back to the drawing board. We need to go back to the ancient landmark. We need to go back to the drawing board. You see, the problem started from our founding fathers, people like Zeke, and people like the Agri. You see, the law was a federation law because the Hausa man know nothing. At the onset, every region is taking care of itself, even when everything was stabilized. But out of a sudden, when Agunsi took over, according to information I had, he said they're thinking that they should make everything one. But I say even at that, because at that time, even Ahmadu Bello was, all of them are saying that they want to go alone. They don't want to join. They don't want one Nigeria. That is why they did what they call Araba. That's divide. It means divide. So because I am born and brought up in Kaduna. I grew up in Kaduna. My siblings are still in Kaduna. So I know what I'm saying. So when they did Araba, Zeke was the one pushing. Zeke taught these people policy. Through Zeke, because Zeke is learned. Even a lot of joke that we are using is Abubakar won them in Chico when they went to London. And Abubakar keep drinking tea. It's Abubakar won them in Chico. Means you should cover the cup. Because when you open the cup, they will keep putting, because they know nothing.
Abubakar understood Igbo. Is that what you're saying, my brother? Abubakar understood Igbo?
No, he's trying to say, no.
So how did he
understand? He made a sign. He made a sign. Abubakar won them in water Uchiko. Means after drinking, close the thing. So you know, these guys has a way, because sometimes you will see some of them, you won't understand Igbo language. I've seen an Hausa man who understood vividly Igbo language. When you want to say something, say 1 hour from Hileko, an Hausa man, an Aboki. So one thing is here in Lagos. I'm talking about here in Lagos. So one thing I want to say is this: let's go back to the drawing board, because I have seen some pastors in the Igbo land and even some pastors here in Lagos. They are forward talking about anything about the restoration of everything to be in the proper place. Let's go back as we used to be before. Because there is something I said 2 days ago in my live broadcast in Facebook. I said something. I said, it is not by force to marry a woman. If there is violence, you know, any marriage, you see violence is in that marriage, harm. There is trouble, there is fighting, there is up and down, going to police and all the rest of them. People are always gathering for you people. I always advise, hey guys, instead of somebody to die, why not go your separate ways? So that why not? So I found out that the Hausas are seeing themselves as our husbands. They are entitled to marry the Yorubas and the Igbos as their wives. You they wound me now. They wound me. I am already bleeding. I don't want to die. All my body has bruises. I don't want to die. So you making me feel as if I should keep quiet. Why are you complaining? Are you not enjoying it? Didn't you enjoy it? No, you are making me, I am bleeding, and you are making me to accept what you are saying. It is not done that way. So let us go back to the drawing board, because when the British left this country, when they were leaving, they left this country in the hand of the Hausa, which is Ahmad Bello and the rest of them. So, and Papa Balewa. So that is the reason why all these things were pre-planned. All these things, they knew that they will always take upper hand against these people, because they have the, you see, there is something. One guy, I was watching one guy in Facebook, Sam Ekpe, Simeon Ekpe or something. He was analyzing something. He's a Biafran guy, he's a Biafran activist. He was analyzing something about the brokers they made either yesterday or 2 days ago. I say, wow. I say, so Biafran guys has gone nuclear. I said, this guy, I have never seen it like this. I say, wow. I was holding my head. I said, so these guys can no longer scam people. This guy is making people to understand that this thing is Photoshop, because they're the one who started it. So one thing I'm saying is this, my brothers and sisters, is this: let us go back to the drawing board. If we go back to the drawing board, everybody on his own region, then if I'm coming to the West, I will now take a visa and come to the West. Let's make it peacefully. That the youth are making demands of their rights is not a burden. Like the other day, my baby girl, they went to, so by the special grace of God, they went to a protest in the Houston, Texas. They went to protest. So it's not a burden, it's a fundamental right for everybody. You are making your demands. You are making your demand. You are making your voice heard. So this thing you people are doing, I don't like it. You are hurting me. You are making me, okay, look at, in this country, we don't have hospitals. In this country, we don't have good schools. In this country, we don't have good roads. In this hospital, we don't have social security. In this country, we don't have data.
Yeah.
We don't have anything. We don't have data. We don't have data. But in this country, we don't have data. So that is the reason why it is hard for the Western world to deal with us. Now, how will you say you are a president and the man is telling you that nobody was dead? They did not kill anybody, including the governor. The governor, how will you come and be saying they didn't kill anybody while we are here? Since on Tuesday night, I have been crying.
It's not any of their children, so you're nobody. Well, they're not kidding. They're not missing words. Nobody died because you guys are not human beings. It's not any of their children. But Mazi, we have to go. We thank you for your input. The most important thing when you speak about going back to the drawing board is the 1999 Constitution, taking it down, that will take us back to whichever drawing board that we're talking about. So we want consistent action word.
Yes.
The 1999 Constitution. We're not confusing people, because our people they've had so many information. They are confused about what is being said. Let's be consistent. And 1999 Constitution consistently, so that it can start trending, so that it will get into our people's brain, and then we can get this constitutional force majeure done as quickly as possible. We told you guys that power belongs to the people. When the people say,
hello, there is something I want to say. A man said something, a Yoruba man said something in the House of Assembly. He raised up the Constitution and held it like this in his hand. I said, this thing, this Constitution is the thing that is giving us problem in this country.
Yes.
Yes, he held it like this in his hand. He said, this Constitution will not give us unity. This Constitution will not give us progress. This Constitution will not give us anything. So it will not move us forward. So one thing I want to say is this: the Constitution is written, the Constitution of Nigeria is written by military. And we have experts now. We have intellectuals now. We have bad lawyers. We have professors. We have people who are thinking beyond military acumen, military understanding, military reasoning. So we need to come up to the standard of the international community.
Thank you, Mazi. Thank you. We really have to go, unfortunately. So one of the things that we ask, especially you men of God, it's time for you guys. So what we don't want you guys is start defending anything. We put our trust on you guys and you failed us miserably, woefully. What you need to do now is to, how do I make wrong right? So tomorrow is your church. When you go in your congregation, begin to educate them. Stop reading them about fasting and praying. Start talking to them about the freedom that Christ came here to die for and how they can achieve that freedom. And that's what we're asking you guys. Don't come here to say, hey, leave it alone, or don't touch it like that, or touch it like this. And I touch it like that. If we will have it our way, we'll kill all of you guys off. But unfortunately, we are not those kind of people. We are saying, make it right. Just make it right. Accept your failures and make it right. So we have to end this show, unfortunately. We thank you guys for joining us. Let's run through the take-home points. If not, we'll be talking about this over and over again. It's quite heartbreaking what has happened to our people. And our prayer is that we begin to wake up. You know, we begin to wake up and do the, what the heck is this? We begin to wake up. I'm about to close this thing down by accident. Share screen and, oh, okay. So that we can begin to wake up. All right, so we're going to share our take-home point so that we can end it, because we like to end our show with take-home point, only because we talk all day and people come in the middle of the information, they come in at the beginning, and as we are going, some things may be lost in translation, and we don't want that. So we wanted people to be able to follow. So to that end, our topic today says, as captives in our land, how do we now regain our freedom? And we're giving you guys the 4 steps of the what is left of the constitutional force majeure, which is the constitutional force majeure referendum, transitional government, and then the kind of government people want on their own federating bloc. So as Buhari, one of the take-home points is, as Buhari nonchalant attitude towards the innocent youth massacred at Lekki should be an indication that our lives means nothing to him and his political class. Our lives means nothing to him. You are less than a cow. To them, those youths are nothing but captives who do not deserve to be protected nor preserved. To them, we are nothing. We are less than their cows. They will cry over their cows than our children being shot at the Lekki Bridge. Nigeria as it is today has nothing to offer to us except death, bloodshed, pain, and sorrow. Nigeria, the current state of Nigeria has nothing to offer to us except suffering. If you want to go to that hell you've been hearing about in the Bible while you are alive, you continue to stay in that Nigeria. Those who swear to uphold the present Nigerian constitution are the real enemies of people. So don't get it twisted. Don't let them come on some of them might even have the audacity to go and have a Facebook Live and call their comrades and they're going there to advise us. When you had all this time to do the right thing, you refuse to do it. You're not an opinion molder anymore. You do not get the right to advise my people anymore because you had plenty of opportunities to make it right and you refuse. You were getting the money. Some of them were using it to have their wives were getting extra butts. Some of them were paying for their wives to get extra breasts. Some of them were paying for us to have 20 babies. They're using our resources right in front of us and we'll go on their platform and praise them. As long as you accept Nigeria as it is, you have given up your right to life and prosperity. If you continue to accept Nigeria at its own current state, forget about life and prosperity, just continue to live in hell. Don't get it twisted. But the good news is that, like South Africa did in 1990, we are calling for a countrywide rejection of the 1999 Constitution as the basis of Nigeria through what we've been saying all along, a constitutional force majeure. We cannot stress this enough. Sensitize our people. Thank God tomorrow is church. For you religious leaders that have our mandate and you're using it for fasting and prayer and buying private jets, we forgive you. If you start to get it right today, we are good. Let's get it done. Like you don't have this, you're like almost a prisoner. You just came out of prison. You need to be running. Take this information, run it by your church people, put it in their brain. The same way you guys are putting BB Nigeria in their brain and our children are beginning to think about doing all kinds of stuff and the 16-year-olds are hanging around hotel. Use that energy and put this constitutional force majeure in their brain so that we can run before these animals, these people that cause us infidel, because they are the infidels. How can a human being be here? All he's thinking about is taking another human being's life. The earlier we can get our lives out of these people's hands, the better for us, sisters.
Thank you. Ndị be anyị ndewo unu. Ka nkọwazie ihe kwuru na okwu n'asụsụ Igbo. Ụdị okwu na agwa onye isi ala ndị Naịjirịa bụ Buhari kpara mgbe ndị amị gburu ndị ntorobịa na agbọghọbịa na-eme ngagharị iwe na Lekki, Lagos, gosiri na o nweghị ihe ya na ndị ọchịchị ndị politicians ji ndụ ụmụ okorobịa na agbọghọbịa ndị Naịjirịa wee kpọrọ. Ọzọ, o gosikwara na n'uche ndị ọchịchị ndị politicians na ndị niile na-achị ndị mba Naịjirịa ahụ na ụmụ okorobịa na ụmụ agbọghọbịa ndị Naịjirịa bụ ndị oru eji na mkpọrọ, ndị na-ekwesịghị ka echekwa ma zokwa ndụ ha. Otu Naịjirịa dị otu a, otu Naịjirịa dị ugbu a gosiri na o nweghịkwa ihe Naịjirịa ga-enye ndị Naịjirịa ma ọ bụghị ọnwụ na ihe ịta ikikere eze. Ndị ọchịchị politicians na-aṅụ iyi na ha ga-edobe ajọ ntọala obodo Naịjirịa bụ ha wetara ala adịghị mma ma bụrụkwa ndị iro nye ndị obodo. Onye ọbụla na-anabata Naịjirịa na ajọ ntọala ya kwetara na ọ bụ ọnwụ ka ya mma, na ya agaghị ebi ndụ Chukwu nyere ya. Maka na otu ndị South Africa si jụ ntọala apartheid na 1990 bụ otu ndị nwe obodo Naịjirịa ga-eji wee jụ ntọala Naịjirịa, kwadokwa ka emee ihe ndị oyibo na-akpọ constitutional force majeure. Nke ikpeazụ, ekwesịrị ka ekpochapụ ajọ ndị ọchịchị etiti enwere ugbu a ma tinyekwa ndị ọchịchị ndị ọcha na-akpọ transitional gọọmenti n'okwu oyibo. Ọ bụ ha ga-enye aka ma hụ na enwere mba ọhụrụ nke ndị ogbu mmadụ ndị Fulani agaghị enwe ike n'ime ya. Ndewo.
Ndewo, my sister. Ndewo, Sister Augusta. Go ahead.
Aki àwọn ará wa ní òde tòní. Take home point wa ni pé a fẹ́ kí gbogbo wa kó mọ̀ pé ìwà Buhari ò dáa rárá ni. Ìwà ò dáa. Buhari ò fẹ́ràn àwọn ọmọ wa. Ní nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ní Lekki, ìpakúpa tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ní Lekki toll gate, ìwà ò dáa. Ayé àwọn ọmọ wa ò tiẹ̀ jọ Buhari lójú rárá. Sa fẹ́ ká àwọn ẹbí wa kọ́ mọ kínní. A dẹ̀ fẹ́ kó tún mọ̀ pé àwọn ọmọ wa, àwa gangan, àwa ni ẹrú dá slaves, àwa ni captives tí wọ́n mú dání tó ń fẹ́ ká jẹ nǹkan tó wá láti ilẹ̀ wa. A ti fẹ́ ká mọ̀ pé Nàìjíríà, bí Nàìjíríà ṣe rí lónìí, kò sí nǹkan kan tó dá tí Nàìjíríà máa ṣe fún wa tí ó ṣe ikú, àìsàn, ìrora àti ìbànújẹ́. So a fẹ́ mọ̀, a ti sọ pé a fẹ́ Nàìjíríà mọ́. A dẹ̀ fẹ́ ká mọ̀ pé àwọn politician wa tí wọ́n búra sí 1999 constitution, ká mọ̀ pé àwọn gangan ni ọ̀tá wa. Àwọn ọ̀tá wa gidi gan ni àwọn politician. Nítorí pé wọ́n ti búra sí 1999 constitution pé àwọn máa ṣe gbogbo nǹkan tó wà nínú constitution yẹn. So a dẹ̀ fẹ́ ká mọ̀ pé bí South Africa ní 1990 wọ́n ṣe kọ apartheid constitution wọn, bẹ́ẹ̀ làwa náà ṣe fẹ́ kọ 1999 constitution. Torí pé tá a bá ti kọ 1999 constitution, a lè lérè láti ṣe constitutional force majeure, táwọn òyìnbó ń pè ní constitutional force majeure. Òun ló máa ràn wá lọ́wọ́ ká fi lè wọ transition. And transition ni pé gbogbo ìgbà tí wọ́n máa ṣe constitution force majeure yẹn, àwọn tá a ní bẹ́ẹ̀ as our leaders, àwọn náà ló máa ràn wá lọ́wọ́ tá a máa fi move sí the new nation tí gbogbo wa fẹ́. So kini la first of one ode to me. And I just want to use this opportunity to thank you all for joining us. And please, 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 if you have the opportunity, if you have the Netflix account, go and watch that movie. It is important to watch the movie. You see how Nigeria was created. You see why it is imperative, why it is important that this constitution would go down, so that we can have our lives, we can have our separate lives and live our separate lives. Because the way they joined us in that country does not mean it will, no matter what we do, without bringing out that constitution, we would remain eternal slaves. So please go watch that. It's a documentary. It's very exciting. It's very, look, you would hold your heart. If you don't have a heart, well, too bad. You just go watch it and you will learn more about what is going on. And Sister Muna, if you will permit me, I also want to use this opportunity to tell you all about my husband's book. It's a beautiful book. The title is A People Set Apart by Chimeze. If you go on Amazon, you can log on and order this book. It's very, very informative. It's beautiful. It's a story about our people from the Biafran side, also our people, the Nigerian, as a country, and what we need to do moving forward. It's very beautiful. It's lovely. If you can go on Amazon.com, I think it's also on iTunes. You can also get it on Barnes and Nobles for those of you in America. I think it's also downloadable now. I'm not too sure about that. So just go on Amazon.com. A People Set Apart by Chimeze. Thank you so much. And thank you, Sister Muna and Sister Igwe. Thank you, our viewers, for being part of today. Thank you.
Our viewers, thank God for the spirit of learning that people are beginning to learn now. And the only thing that we ask of you is that as you're learning, please make sure you have the information right. We are here for clarification. You can contact us on these platforms after the show, the 281 number, the 774 number. If you want to gather a group of women or men or whatever, youths, for us to come and give more insight, we are available to do that. We really have to take this information running so that we can get to our destination fast. If we do the good work, by next year, we may be living in a new country. This is how close I want you guys to get this. If we do our good job, by next year, this hell on earth will come to an end and people will live, because we are behind. We need to run. My sister said that the continent of Africa is waiting for we stuck in that contraption to come out and liberate them. So we have a mandate here. We don't have time to waste. So if we do a good job, if we understand what is at stake, if we understand the processes that we're talking about, we can begin this new life as new as 2021. And isn't it funny that 2021 is beginning of a new number, 21. And I have feel in the spirit that God is using this opportunity to give us a new chapter in our lives, but we must be willing to do the work. Enough of the mediocrity, enough of the time wasting watching things we shouldn't be watching, enough of using YouTube to watch useless stuff, when we can use it to educate ourselves. Like I said, remember this at the end closing statement. If you do your work, if you study hard, this is our final exam. If you study hard, don't sleep, don't eat, do your best, you will definitely succeed. If we are really that close, y'all, we are really that close. I thank you guys for joining us. May God bless everyone. We'll continue to do our part here. We'll continue to fight for you guys. We are trying to wake up our brothers and sisters here in America, everywhere in diaspora. If you're watching us, please begin something. If you need help, call upon us. There's a reason for all of this. Let's not be a stranger. This is not a popularity contest. This is all about our freedom. We love you guys.
And please, hashtag end 1999 Constitution now. We cannot overemphasize that, so that we can change the narrative from end SARS to the Constitution, because it's that Constitution that is allowing SARS. So end the 1999, hashtag end 1999 Constitution now. Thank you.
You want to add something real quick?
I'll see you next week.